A word to the wise, we are an explicit podcast tackling content with adult themes, as well as entering spoiler territory. If you aren't caught up with us, you need to be, and that's the entirety of Empire of Silence from Sun Eater by Christopher Rocchio. And now, a word from our sponsors.
Hi, guys. Good to see you. Our sponsor today is Beer is the Mind Killer. You can go and pick out merch with a discount. I think it's 10%.
10%.
It's 10% from Beer is the Mind Killer with hashtag madness, not hashtag, with promo code madness. I mean, you could also probably, Twitter's not a thing anymore. Do you hashtag on Blue Sky? I don't use social media. But you can throw madness out in whatever social medias you want, and Kevin or Beer is the Mind Killer will see it and smile upon us, Words and Whiskey, for sending you there. Beer is the Mind Killer is amazing, graciously sponsoring this episode. Promo code madness. We love you, Beer is the Mind Killer. We want to embrace you physically and emotionally and digitally. Hey there, this is PJ, and I'm hijacking the show. I'm not going to let Josh jump in, and I'm not going to let Crossland cut me off, and I'm just going to talk about stuff that I want to talk about. Right now, I'm in a little bit of a dungeon. I'm in my basement. In the intervening months since I've stopped recording the podcast, normally, my normal recording space has become my daughter's room. And we've moved our bedroom to a different room, so I really don't have a generally like quiet recording space. So I'm in the basement, which is unfinished, and I've got a bunch of plants in front of me that are going to go outside when it gets warmer. But right now it's snowing, it's cold, it's -3 degrees. I think my watch is dead. I can't. Usually I can see the temperature on my watch. I can't do that right now. There's like conduit and like furnace piping and like weird stuff behind me. I just added a bunch of shelves, like 7 shelves to this to this cupboard behind me. It effectively doubled our space for all of our canning goods. So we're going to can a whole bunch more pasta sauce and pizza sauce and soups and all kinds of stuff in the coming year. Crossland is...
And hey, I'm Josh. You're listening to Words and Whiskey. And, you know,
a podcast for veteran and novices alike. We all collectively tackle fiction novels and love to talk about what we're drinking. You should think of us as, man, a little too far gone for this evening.
We haven't even started drinking. Or I haven't.
I had this thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, that's...
Which, Crossland told me I didn't have to finish it because it was too large because I poured it.
But he did the whole thing all at once. like a hero.
Oh, man.
Like a champ. That was hilarious.
You tell PJ he has to improv in one ad read. All of a sudden, he's like, "Oh, I love improv."
He's like, "Hang on, I've got 5 minutes of comedy in me for
take
sure."
it and run. What's the deal with fantasy books?
Truly. So I do want to mention today is our 9th episode, our final episode, talking about the Empire of Silence. So great to have you here, of course, PJ, to talk about the first book of this series by Christopher Rocchio. And, of course, you are of noted Words and Whiskey fame, previous co-host, shitlord for most of my life, close friend forever to both of us. So glad to have you. How are we feeling about this book?
Dude, I immediately listened to it again.
Right.
I got
which we talked about on the last episode, by the way. Josh was like, PJ restarted this book immediately?
I did. The same day.
Yeah.
I finished this book and then finished it again like the next day.
Damn.
Because I had a ton of time. I was just working a lot.
And then you traveled.
Maybe it was 2 days later.
Yeah.
Whatever it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really I really like this book. I like the. I don't know if it's a trope because I haven't run across it otherwise. But the similarity to like The Hobbit being written in sort of written by the main character out of time.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is it a trope? I don't know.
Well, do you want me to
Is
break
that a
out the
style
term
that's
that blew
named-
Josh's mind in the
Okay.
moment? And he's
This has been
making fun of me
discussed.
for-
All right, cool.
Yeah,
Oh, is this one I made
it's
fun of
cool.
you about for a while?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's like Chrome. Oh man, what was it?
You're gonna have to look it up because we're gonna have to make fun of you about it.
Motherfucker. I've not thought about it in a moment, but
There's a couple of stories that I'm aware of that are written in this sort of way. Like Farseer trilogy is
Yeah,
definitely written
right.
like this. Kind of cast back at the end of time at the end of the character's life. I really like the concept of how it's written. I will say that for me, it might be my favorite usage of it of any book that I've read
Right.
that does it.
Mhm.
Because
Is The
I do
Hobbit
feel-
actually written like this, or do they just kind of reference the
very-
there and back again during The Lord of the Rings?
well, it's the whole like Red March's book of it all, right? Like it's
Yeah.
all a
Okay.
narrative, right?
Yeah, The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit constantly have little moments that kind of break away and feel a little bit like, oh, this is being written within the world by someone in the world
Translated. Yeah.
and then retranslated. But I mean, also at the same time, The Lord of the Rings is really confusingly framed because there's like one scene in The Fellowship, I think, in the book where we just pop into the POV of a fox for like 8 sentences and then leave, and we never talk about that again. So
Right.
I don't know what the like
Yeah.
framing devices of Lord of the Rings are. Jared Tolkien was dealing with PTSD and
He
gave
was
us a
dealing
couple
with a lot.
masterpieces.
He was dealing with a whole lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to talk about like music theory in the sense that music theory isn't like math. It's the science of music, meaning the right answers were already there. That's just us learning what they're called. You know, I
Right.
think that's framing devices for writing. Like there's no right answer. It's just like the study of learning what these things are actually. And Jared Tolkien didn't give a shit. He just kind of wrote stuff and it was good.
Fair.
In my opinion, that's how I see it. But Yeah.
Me too.
did we get
I
the
think-
word?
Hang
Yeah,
on.
Did you find it?
There are
What do you
so
mean,
many.
hang on.
fuck-
We've been
Hang on.
vamping.
All right. So you've been vamping for a little bit, but there are so many words. I don't know if you guys know this, but there are so many words.
There's
there's
not
like
that many
10 or
words.
more,
There's
I
It's
think,
like a
couple.
yeah.
pretty hard time to find a specific
Over
word.
20?
Like there's a non-zero chance that this word no longer exists, right? As I'm looking at it.
Like it was there.
no,
and it's
actually-
gone.
I decided I was like, I'm trying to Google the thought as a word, and I was like, hang on, I've got it in our fucking notes. So I was just like, I'm gonna
It's
find it in the
like,
notes.
Can't you just jump
Yeah,
back up to?
yeah. I
Yeah.
can't believe I didn't do this sooner, but yeah.
Well,
Anyway.
since we're vamping, PJ, is it cool if we jump into our what beer we're drinking
Yeah,
segment?
absolutely.
Well, we can start with cocktails. Yeah, sounds like a good time.
Not cocktails.
I thought cocktails were later.
also cocktails are later.
Cocktails. We're doing beer
You
because
can
we
do
got a
whatever
front
you
half
like.
beer. Everybody
Okay,
knows we're
okay.
drinking the beer.
All right.
We're gonna do it while Crossland's searching.
All right,
We're
PJ, what are you
helping
drinking?
Lord
you,
Almighty.
What's your front half beer?
My front half beer is a beer called Staying Current, and
Hang
I
on, I
picked it
found
out.
out the word. Do you want to know the word?
Fuck off, Crossland.
No, we're
I'm
doing
talking
beers
about
now.
beer.
There's 2 of us. We outnumber him.
It is a double dry hop double IPA from Blackstack in collaboration with Forager, which are 2 of my favorite breweries in the state. So saw that they were working together, and it is as good as I hoped it was.
Hell yeah.
What about
I'm
you,
drinking
Josh?
a little session IPA, a little like 4.9 session IPA called the Coachman. I like the art a lot. It's by Society, who's
Dope.
one of my favorite brewers here in San Diego, California. So we've got, hops coast to coast right
Hops
now.
coast
basically.
to coast. I'm really glad that we get more exposure to West Coast.
We didn't get
Beers.
nearly enough, so
Yeah,
it's
we
good
didn't
that
get
we
much.
do now.
We got some good
Yeah.
beers out here, guys. I'm telling
Hell
you.
yeah.
It's been one of the
Cross,
frequent
what
comments.
are you drinking before you tell us about this stupid fucking word that
The
you
word
found?
that you want to know? Yeah, no.
Hey, word
my-
nerd, what are you drinking? You drinking words over
Okay.
there?
All right. Let's guys, let's just.
Hey, I bet you right. Don't you?
We're gonna fucking
You
take
look
a
like
moment. All right.
You look like you right.
Here I am, wearing my "The Story So Far" T-shirt, trying to be a punk guy.
Oh, you like
in this fucking
stories?
show.
Okay, this guy likes words. Okay,
I'm drinking a "Don't Pert in the Pool," which is a fart noise, because this is a beer that is intended for people that fart in the pool, I guess. No, it's
Incredible.
a Drecker beer. It's incredible. I love the label. It's nice. Like it's their slushy sour. It's very tasty. It's a good beer. I'm amped. I saved it specifically for this moment to share because Drecker is one of PJ and I's favorite breweries, so it made sense to bring it back as like kind of a mainstay for the moment. So haven't had one in a bit, and it was a bit of a thing to pull it back on. So now, do you want to hear the word, or do we want to talk about our cocktails?
Nah, let's keep going.
yeah.
Want to hear about our
So,
cocktails?
Empire of Silence. Our cocktails? Oh, are we doing that right now?
I think we should do our cocktails. I've been hanging on mine
fuck
for a
it.
moment. I'm kind of excited to talk about it. So
There's no. Well, if you could give me literally 10 seconds just to grab.
I'll
it,
talk
'cause
about
this is
mine
literally
while
literally
you do
10
that.
seconds. Yeah.
Josh, so I
PJ
made
has it.
a cocktail that I have
Ooh,
named
that's very green, or like
Hope is
brown.
a Cloud.
Okay.
In honor of Dear Gibson
Dear Gibson.
and his
Him.
constant stoic aphorisms, which
Yeah.
are attributed to other people sometimes.
Correct.
later.
Yeah. Right. It is
Uh,
often, especially in the first book, it's attributed to Gibson, but in reality, it's
Yeah.
like it's deeper than that. And like
Right.
Adrian is giving credit to Gibson, but
Yeah.
Gibson is not claiming credit for those things.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is a cocktail that I concocted of my own mind and then kind of did some research on it. And
Hope is a
it's
cloud,
pretty much
Josh, by
it's-
the way.
Hope is a cloud.
Hope is a cloud. Oh, I
Yeah.
love that.
So it is 2 ounces of vodka, an ounce of Midori,
Ooh.
6 ounces of pineapple juice.
Okay. Cool.
Just because I poured the whole
Yeah.
thing in there.
Yeah.
Just to lengthen it because I knew we'd be talking for a while. An ounce of lemon juice and 3 dashes of orange bitters. I was gonna go with Pashad's, but didn't want to ruin the color.
Sure.
Because it's nice and green.
So green. Yeah.
Green for Gibson. It's more green in the camera than it is in real life, but it is still
Sure.
green.
Yeah.
It is incredibly similar to the Pearl Harbor, which is 2 ounces of vodka, an ounce of Midori, and 5 ounces of pineapple juice, which sounds way too sweet and not that balanced. So adding some acidity and some bitterness, I think will help that out. But I haven't
Cool.
actually tasted it
You
yet.
haven't sipped it yet? Come on, sip it real quick. Check it. Then we'll go to Josh.
It's a lot of pineapple juice, man. I should have done like half of that.
I was like, 6 ounces is a lot. Like 5 ounces even for that cocktail is a lot.
Yeah, it's too much. You know,
It's probably
Yeah.
still a good cocktail in the long run.
Hey,
yeah.
you didn't see the
it still
pineapple
tastes
coming
good.
in. Neither did those people at Pearl Harbor. So it's
True.
They might have seen it coming in. They just didn't have time to read it.
my one of my best friends, Tim, is newly dating somebody, but they were like it wasn't like an official like this is the day we
Were
started
they
dating. So they're like,
knew
hey,
when
when do we
Pearl
pick?
Harbor happened, or what's the?
Well, they were trying to pick when to start dating, and my wife's birthday is December 6th, and that
Right.
was like kind of the day they went on like the date where they talked about it.
Hmm.
Like, well, we don't want to do that because like our very close friends' birthdays that day. That feels weird to set our anniversary on. And they're like, okay, we'll go the next day. We'll do December 7th. And everybody they've told since is like Pearl Harbor Day. Yeah. I have
That's fair,
I
but
have
November 7th for me, so I get it.
Was
which is
their
not
their
anything
date in
serious.
Hawaii or Japan?
well, Tim did live in Hawaii for a long time. And I think she might be part Japanese. So, you know.
That's a double whammy. That's a two towers
Oh,
situation.
man, that's
anyway,
she really sank his ships, you know.
Yeah,
But
fully crashed those planes.
so talk about my cocktail. It's a bit conceptual for the book. I have mentioned multiple times my frustrations with our boy Hadrian
Mhm.
and his choices, and then his complaining that he is in these bad parts of his life when he just kind of keeps making poor choices that put him in worse parts of his life continually in this first book. But I have to remember he's in his early 20s for the entire book. Even if he's technically in his late 50s at the end, but like he was in cryo freeze for 30 something years. So early 20s for the whole book. And
Right.
I have to remember who I was in my early 20s to really give him some grace. So my cocktail is
It's a
no.
Mickey's,
just a little
isn't
piece
it?
of my early 20s here. It's a rum and coke.
Okay.
It's called a rum and coke. So we're just gonna.
Yeah, Josh has pulled this on me like 2 or 3 times where he's just like, fuck it, I'm doing it right here, right now. That's some good shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
Hell
was
yeah.
totally
Cheers.
expecting you to like duct tape a 40 to your hand.
if I had duct tape and a 40, I'll tell you what.
I mean, not that dissimilar from what you did for Mr. Beacon with like
Oh,
a
my
steak and a beer
being
on
fish
sticks.
lined in.
Yeah. Like just showed up in frame, and I was like, "What the fuck is happening?"
This is a classic cocktail that got me through college. And I think whenever I drink these, I think a lot more like Hadrian in this book, and so it helps me get into a state of mind. And it's got.
Cheers.
If I was gonna make a rum and coke for me today, I would be using probably Sailor Jerry. I have to use Captain Morgan because that's what I was drinking at the time. So
It's appropriate.
it's Cap and Coke, you know.
Cheers.
No lime,
nonetheless.
no lime,
Cheers.
no little spurt of lime.
Oh no, I would do a spurt of lime now. Back
Yeah.
then, you think I had lime money? No.
Back then, limes were like 15 cents.
I'm from Fresno. Limes are
Okay,
free on
fair.
the side of the road at any given tree.
Yeah, I've seen your
Like,
lemon
A
tree.
few
fruit.
years ago, limes here were like 20 cents. And
Yeah.
now they're like $1.
Yeah, I was buying stuff to make dinner, a single like small, and they got thinner. The bundles got thinner. A small bundle of asparagus, $4.99. Like,
Shrinkflation
seem right.
is real.
yeah.
People aren't ready to talk
What are
about
you
it, but
drinking?
without getting into the socioeconomic situation.
Are you
at the moment.
drinking the poor economy? Is that?
I am not, but I am drinking what was in my fridge, which might be the poor economy if we think about it. PJ, made orchard syrup, which is what I made last year when we started.
Okay, it's
The
not the
Heroes.
same batch of orchards.
It is not.
Right?
It is new
Okay,
orchard
good.
syrup. Obviously, fucking obviously. But I made it for the Christmas cocktail contest, and it went over famously. It was really great. Did really well. Now I've been like trying to mix it into a bunch of different drinks. So this is a gin cocktail with Campari in it. It's delightful. It also has the orchard syrup and a little bit of
Good.
lime.
Would you call it an orchard Negroni?
No, because it also has lime.
Okay.
That makes it more of a sour than a Negroni, because
Yeah.
Negronis don't have either like simple syrup or a citrus. But
No, that's fair.
yeah,
point.
no, it's pretty good. The Campari is actually a 1/4 ounce, so it's a 2 ounce gin. It's 1 ounce, or sorry, 3/4 ounce of the simple syrup, 3/4 ounce of the lemon juice, 1/4 ounce Campari, and then something else I'm missing in there. Some subtle ingredient. Oh, triple sec. Added a 1/4 ounce. Oh no,
Oh.
not triple sec in this one. I tried triple sec. This is Saint Germain, 1/4 ounce Saint Germain.
Oh,
And it's actually really-
Saint Germain
it
and gin
works.
go great together.
They do, and I'm usually like, I think that can like overpower a lot of cocktails, but I think the Campari and Saint Germain
Yeah.
mix actually works really well against each
I've
other.
done Saint Germain, gin, and Aperol a lot.
Yeah.
And pretty much any combo of those
Works great.
with anything
Yeah.
else is great. So
Yeah. So not shocking. It's excellent. I also love the color in camera. It's so vibrant
I
in this
would
camera.
not have guessed that Campari's in that. Like
Yeah.
you can tell where the color came from, but
Right.
it's so brightened up. It's so pink. I don't know. It's nice.
Yeah. It's a great cocktail. It's nice. It's sweet. It's very
I was gonna do bits,
poignant.
and then you described that to me, and I was like, no, I
It's
actually really like this
tasty.
cocktail.
It does
Let's
sound
talk
very
about this
good.
cocktail.
It's tasty. So, okay, cocktails out of the way. We've got this book, boys, to talk about. And I'm excited, A, because PJ, for the first time ever, is in front of a guest, which is very different. He's never been on that side of the equation. But
I
also,
don't like it.
Josh is so interested in like what's happening going forward. And we've talked a little bit about some questions that we may have or be able to pose. So, I feel like I should kick it to the two of you to talk about your feelings about this book. And I think that it makes the most sense to start with Josh, because I think that will kick to PJ's feelings. Well,
I don't. You know words, so maybe you know of a word
sure.
that encompasses
Disappointment? I'm just kidding.
no, pure hatred.
Vitriol.
Encompasses deep fascination.
Mhm.
It sticks with me heavily, but the lack of not the lack of answers. I don't need immediate gratification, but it has left me chomping at the bit for more. But whenever I look at just exclusively this book in a vacuum, I'm like a little pissed off. You know? And it's not mad at the book or the writer. I'm mad I can't read the next one because there's rules here. But this story fully contained on its own, I'm like, oh, you gave me so little and you told me to wait here like a good boy, and I can't, you know. It's yeah. Overall, my thoughts on it were it's very well written. It is a fun subversion of expected tropes multiple times throughout the book. I think it uses a lot of like very common settings and kind of character beats, but then kind of plays with them in a different way than I've seen in a lot of novels. You know, like it's not that uncommon to have like a fish out of water rich kid end up in a coliseum or something. Like that doesn't seem that specifically original, but whenever you read it in the book, it feels so fresh and new and specific to this. It's got me latched. I mean, hook, line, and sinker on the whole mystery of the Quiet.
Hook, line, dicker. Yeah, right.
Yeah, dude. I also would probably simp just as hard for Valka as Hadrian in person. You know, I have the benefit of not knowing what she looks like, so that helps. But yeah, so many cool things in this book, so many cool vibes. Feels so like partial, so like a fraction of a story, which it is. But it's interesting that the book finishes and I still feel that way, you know?
I think that's a good point to pitch to PJ. How do you feel after this book, and how do you feel kind of now looking back?
So I
5
came
books
into
in,
this.
you asshole. Yeah.
No, I know. But I came into this. I think I've got a good way to talk about this without mentioning that part of it.
Yeah.
Crossland.
Which I did chat GPT the entirety of the series just so I kind of knew it was coming. Is that cool?
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Not allowed, but good, I guess.
I would never. I would never. I might Sparks note it, but I'm not giving it to AI. Come on.
I came into this having just gone through a very rapid reread of the entire Red Rising series.
Yeah.
Which I think primed me well for this.
Yeah,
knowing that it's the first book of a wider seven novel series.
With 3 novellas.
more to come.
Yeah. No.
Is it 3 or 4 novellas?
3 novellas. Yeah.
Okay. It looked like 4 when I was looking through. There's like 5.4 and 5.5 or something like that.
Technically, there's another like longer short story that takes place before the 6th book, called "The Fangs of Owanos."
Don't tell me that. Now I know there's fangs.
Josh,
now I know
you're gonna read the fangs.
Thank you.
We're gonna read some of the short stories. We're not gonna read them all.
Whenever they reveal Owanos' fangs, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I already knew that was coming because Crossland ruined it.
But that said,
but
the series ends at 7 books. The wider universe doesn't end at 7 books.
Okay,
potentially.
Gotcha.
So,
sounds good. Anyway, regardless, knowing that it's a larger story, I was already primed for a first book of a space opera. So I was ready for that and excited about it. So I think maybe it was just my situation at the time, but I really, really loved it. To the point where, as discussed, I immediately restarted it and listened to it again in like a day or two, whatever it was. Um, it, I very much wanted to physically read the whole thing. I got through half of it, and I don't have that much time to sit and read physically.
It's
anymore.
hard
Half
as like
is
a
a lot,
grown-up
though. Half
with a
is good.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I used to read all my books word style, and I could blaze through those things. But like, man, guys, I still haven't beaten Elden Ring. It's been
I'm so sorry.
3-4
Word
years.
style got me.
Yeah, word style.
I'm hung up. I'm fully hung up.
I'm chipping my way through my first playthrough still of my favorite video game I think I've ever played because I got 30 minutes at a time twice a week. You know, like,
super fair, and I
It's-
definitely get it. That's to be clear. I enjoyed Elden Ring at the same time that I listened to The Age of Madness for the first time, and I was like, those two things commingle in my mind. Which
I can't
also
do that. I can't play games while I listen to
But
something.
when it's
Wait, did
open
you- what,
world,
like-
dude, when it's open world, you can
I-
just
Oh,
I
you're
kind of
saying
like,
you did it while playing,
Yes.
not like
oh yes,
do that.
while.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh my god, it was the best experience of my fucking life. Like, imagine commingling the best of two forms ever together. Like,
Imagine
that's what I
just
got when I played Elden Ring.
getting absolutely railed by Moog, Lord of Blood, while Leo refuses to admit to himself that he's gay. That's
Yeah.
a spoiler. I'm sorry. That's not a real spoiler.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, but like, yeah. Man.
Also,
but
Moog
yeah,
was a pushover. Anyway,
depends on your build, I guess. But yeah, no, I've beaten him.
I mean,
Everybody
Blood
warned
Katana,
me about
come on.
Moog.
Anyway,
Both times I was like, yeah, he died. I
Yeah.
came in, he died.
he's easy. He's such an easy. He's a pushover. Anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, because he does one thing that takes down half your health no matter what?
You
Okay.
fucking suck at the game and you can't dodge roll out of a quarter of the room at a time? What are you?
Okay.
Who are you? Have you even played a Souls-like game?
I mean, I'll admit, I suck at that game. I love it so
Hmm.
much. I put in so many hours. Everything I do is summon.
That's fine. That's totally fine. I do too, but also like, come on. You can dodge. You can dodge roll.
No, yeah, I could
Yeah.
take him. I could take
PJ,
him.
I don't think he can dodge roll. I don't think he knows the
No,
button.
as of right now, I say I suck at the game because I'm on the last like 3 different bosses of the expansion.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's bad. That's
they're,
tough.
Man, Bale has been destroying me for like the past week.
I've
but it's
been
fine.
doing those bosses since I started reading book 6 of Sun Eater, which was a year ago. So
Incredible. All right,
Here we are.
Sick.
uh,
PJ, you should play Elden Ring.
yeah, PJ, by the way,
I have
this-
started it. I also I bring my Steam Deck a lot of places. Almost never take it out of the case. Don't actually
Yeah.
have time to do it, but I'm always hopeful that I'll get to.
But hey, all that to say, I totally get where you're coming from. I wanted to read this book physically too, and I made it like 2 chapters before I was like, look, the time I have to read is driving to work, on my lunch at work, and driving home. Like
Mhm.
that's when I get to read. So it's so hard to physically read a book. But I always like to read at least a couple chapters of any book physically, just so I understand like what the main character's name actually is, and I'm not just going off of vibes,
Right.
you know.
Hadrian.
I like to know the specific words they give you in the first chapters, how they're spelled and how they're said, and then from there I can just listen to it.
Kielkin. Yeah.
Yeah, Kielkin. Don't say it like a fucking Earth colonizer, you know. It's Kielkin. That's
Oh yeah.
Cielson. Okay, that's like saying that's like English people talking about Mexican food. It pisses me off.
Not quite. It's actually the other way. Kielkin, I think, is actually the more inappropriate way in the long run.
Well, Kielkin's how they say it. So
That's how he approximates them saying it. But,
fair enough.
yeah.
Well, Cielson's definitely not how they say it.
Yeah, but also
That's like being like, well, you're calling it Pico de Gallo, and that's wrong.
and like
So
Pico
this
de
other person's
Zebulon
calling it
Day.
like
Yeah.
this other person's calling it like Pico de Gallo, which is like it kind of right, but also you sound wrong a little, but because you're not like, you know, like
And
doing the
regardless,
accent, but
we're
like,
all upset. Yeah.
Exactly.
You're saying it correctly, but I look down at you for trying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then also, I mean, I don't know if anybody else gets this. You might have to. I don't know. I don't know how people feel about this specific thing. Does anybody else find it really a little unsettling and weird whenever somebody who's just like doesn't have an accent at all is white goes to order something and they do like the full accent, like the full like perfect read of it. I don't know. Like I get it. I get that you're cultured, but also it always feels so
immediately like it's a little off-putting, but also it's like, oh my god, I didn't know that you had that in you. Like I
get it. I get it.
It's a respect thing in the end, but at first it's like,
yeah, but
hang
like
on, are you who I think you are? But also, yeah,
I know that I can go someone and be like, can I get like.
It only
Lingua
bothers
taco,
me when
you know,
they
but like
bow to the sushi master.
Yeah.
Peach is like, when I'm getting.
I specifically don't bow to the sushi master. I make eye contact and it's a challenge.
I'm imagining it's on sushi, but it's like dude's fucking chopping up the eggs with the hibachi grill and he's just fucking going at it and he makes eye contact and he's like, oh, you know my language. and you bow. And the bow is the problem that PJ has. He's just like, the fact that you bow and you acknowledge it in language, that's my problem.
Imagine just like some like 22-year-old kid coming up to you at the hibachi grill being like, and what's your order? You're like, I will have this steak.
I will have this steak. Yeah. Stick it with the egg, but throw it in your hat, please.
And how would you like that cooked? With honor.
With honor. Please crack it. Please crack it in the volcano with the onions.
All right, we're probably gonna have to cut this whole section. And I really need to go get some hibachi now.
Yeah, right. I'm immediately jealous and very hungry.
All of a sudden, I'm craving shrimp thrown at me.
I mean, even fried rice at this point, just like all over, anywhere. That's good. A shower of fried rice, I'll be okay. But yeah, so we all like Hadrian, right? We're good with Hadrian?
I love Hadrian. I think he's an idiot. I love him. He's very smart. Like, hold on. Whenever I say I think Hadrian's an idiot, I think Hadrian's an idiot like who I won't name here, but my smartest friend growing up is also kind of an idiot. You know,
yes,
like,
me too. He is just like PJ. Sorry.
I have
that's
multiple friends actually, but like I have a friend who
you have multiple friends actually
who, you know, can code with the best of them, and it makes all this money doing that fresh out of college because he's so fucking smart. You put him in one social situation, he falls apart. And also, like, I do think that he would probably make a plan and then just forget that there was like a third guy there. You know?
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
Hadrian is so smart. He is probably autistic though, also, and his shortcomings show up every now and then.
I do want to cut back to a very early point in the series, and only for a fun little bit here.
Is it whenever he thought he could get all of his Hurasons?
Yes, it is. It is. That's exactly what I wanted to talk about, because I think that it's like a collective point that I think we're all kind of interested in. PJ, I don't know if you latched into this the way that Josh and I did, but the way that he interacts with the initial guild leader, being like, "Hey, I'm bribing you, but pay me out in cash," and she's like, dude, do you know that that's like a fucking cargo ship worth of cash?
Dude, he went from like Don Draper to Danny McBride so fast in that scene. Just
absolutely.
Because he nails it. He nails it up to that point. She's on board. He did, the plan works. He's like, so I'm going to give you this much, and you're going to take this much, and you're going to give this much back to me. And if you do that, I'll give you this much extra, and that's going to help your people. And if you don't do that, we're going to see on both contracts that you stole money from me, then you're going to jail. Or you can take this much smaller sum. So it's really up to you how much you want to help your people. And she's like, yeah, okay, I'm down. And he's like, and can I get that
in ones?
Pesos? She's like, sir, this is a Canadian Walgreens.
I worked as an overnight cashier.
Yes.
And like night
grocery store.
Yeah. It sucks. The name sucks. My title was Night Stalker.
Not better. Joke worse. Joke better, joke worse. Immediately.
Imagine them trying to describe the Night Stalker to the police, though. They're like, I don't know, he was 7 feet tall. A pale Minnesotan shadow moving through the night.
Honestly,
Could reach
doesn't
over
narrow
any
that far
shelf.
down in our hometown.
Yeah, right, very true. I was short, considering.
Oh man, they would freak out if they saw me. Correct. Why's the child beard?
Yeah.
But we would regularly have ne'er-do-wells come in with clearly the contents of coin machines.
Okay.
Trying to
fear
get
not, because the Night Stalker's on the case.
but they would come in trying to get them, like, get it in cash. Like, they just pour a pile of coins on the conveyor belt. And my manager was on top of it. It was a weekly thing. It happened all the time. She's like, we're not a bank. Get the fuck out of here.
But then they're like, okay,
but they would always try. They would always try to just get their giant pile of coins cashed out for like 20s.
Damn. In their defense, they were trying to get Hadrian his money in cash.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. That's yeah.
Man,
this scene and like this early part of this book is the one thing that doesn't feel written by Hadrian, like old Hadrian.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So I actually remember, I think, I don't know, maybe someone else will know better than me, but I'm pretty sure I mentioned that this was one of the first scenes that didn't feel beholden to the
overall story structure. Yeah. By the way, the term
device.
that we skipped over is procatalepsis.
Did we never get to it?
Yeah, we never got to it. Procatalepsis. But
one more time.
Procatalepsis.
Procatalepsis.
Yes. The procatalepsis of
I think I've gone to the
I
hospital
just
for
started
that.
respecting you again. And then you threw this shit at me.
7 episodes later, you're like, oh my fucking God, this fucking guy.
I still take meds for that like every day.
I'm pretty
Man, my dick hurts right now.
But
yeah. And that's it.
So the procatalepsis, it definitely gave me sepsis, and then from there, I do like
my
that
kidneys are doing great.
Yeah. They're full of stones. That's good, right?
And someone passing one right now. No.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Now we're on the same page. It's a bad time. Anyway,
yeah, no,
I said
that's
my
not
dick
a
hurt.
good sign.
It's my kidneys, but I digress.
And which brings us back to why it is a problem that you were having sex on the
Hadrian.
couch.
Correct. we're back to the sex on the couch problem.
I don't even know if that was the Devil's Cut.
It was the Devil's Cut, or shortly before the Devil's Cut.
So this is a shout out to all of our listeners to make sure that you subscribe on Patreon so that you can go check out the Devil's Cuts, where you can find out why Crossland's dick hurt.
Including 25 minutes of PJ. Mostly not talking about why my dick hurt. Maybe a minute.
It was the whole Devil's Cut. It was just a
I don't think it was that. I don't think it was
I
that
was
at all.
thinking about it the whole time. At least.
Hang on.
It was 22 minutes of deep description.
Deep dick pain. Anyway,
it was basically heat.
Imagine
dick pain, but not
apparently
deep
if you
dick
imagine like
pain.
old cartoons where different organs end up in like throats and stuff, Crossland's dick is just 2 kidneys.
Old
like
cartoons were different organs.
Like
what cartoons were you watching, sir?
Like if Tom and Jerry,
that's called hentai.
I'm mostly thinking like heart in the throat.
Okay.
Okay.
I was thinking
just
of a
that
different
one organ
because we're talking about.
Yeah,
we've been talking about
dicks, and you said dicks and throat, and I was like, buddy,
you guys didn't watch hentai as a kid?
No.
You know, so you remember
I liked
Sunday
Full
morning
Metal
hentai?
Alchemist, but that's not hentai.
Lust will have something
There
to say
might be
about that.
some.
Laura Bailey.
Lust,
hey, shout out.
Laura Bailey, at 22 years old, has something to say about that.
Hey, Travis Willingham,
You don't have to point
Don't
out
Colonel
her
Mustang
age.
me, it's
That gets
okay.
that makes it weird.
Yeah.
No, it does make it weird.
I don't know.
Is that
She's
weird
about the
before
same
you do
age as
that?
Hadrian in this book we're talking about.
Correct. Yikes. I'm
So something I texted Crossland, I actually remember now, or I don't remember now, whatever. I was still listening to the audiobook of, I think probably Dark Age, while I was reading this book, because
Oh.
the
Yes.
one of the Arcosian knights is named Hadrian,
Correct.
and apparently
Oh.
that's totally a coincidence.
Mhm.
So Dark
As
Age
far
and
as we understand.
Lightbringer, Dark Age and Lightbringer are the only two books that I've only listened to once from the Red Rising series.
Okay.
Sure.
That's crazy. I did not think about that the
Yeah.
whole time.
Yeah, one of the Arcosian knights is named Hadrian.
Damn. I'm so excited to get back into them. I'm waiting for my
I'll
wife
go.
to finish Iron Gold, but it's fine.
I'll go so far as to say there is a like miss or like an adjacent realization the other way in the series as well on a namesake. Happens a little bit later, but
Okay.
a name is borrowed the other way on accident.
Oh, does Hadrian finally get his ship and it's like the Lorne,
Darrow.
and
Yeah.
then they fly to Al Arcos, or
No. Nothing quite so.
It's called the Reaper of Mars.
Yeah.
oh, wait, is that
Please.
real? Because I would believe
Well,
it.
no, it's not the
Um,
Reaper of Mars. It's the, well, be inappropriate to say.
All right, well, I'm excited to get there.
That's it.
Man. This all made me think about something that is a little bit off of what we're specifically talking about in that one scene, but I feel like time has passed. Bits have
Correct.
been done.
Please.
I don't know, PJ, did you have anything else to say about Money Scene?
No, it just does feel odd that there wasn't more commentary from the narrator into this scene. Like it felt like a first person scene from Hadrian.
Maybe that's why I liked it so much in like the vacuum of that section.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I didn't dislike it at all. Like I enjoyed it. It just felt different.
Well, it's interesting because I did talk about, one, I struggle with sci-fi as a scope. I'm now, like, let me say, once a sci-fi story gets me, it gets me, and I'm like locked in. It just takes me a little bit longer to buy
Yeah.
into the world in sci-fi than it does in fantasy. Also, first person takes me a little bit longer to buy into. Just because I grew up on a lot of like limited third person stories, and like to me that's like how a novel's written, I guess, if that makes sense. But once I get locked in with the character, like we're set for life. Like that's my boy.
This feels like a good question. Does this count as first person?
It's first person past tense, right? I would
Yeah.
say. Yeah.
Procatalypsis, man.
You got to stop telling people
one
you
more
have
time?
that.
Did you want me
It's
to say
really
it one more time?
uncomfortable.
It's we'll
Look-
we'll start a GoFundMe, but you can stop.
I'm just saying,
it.
like a topical steroids should wrap that right up for you.
They really
so.
don't.
it's been
Really
long
don't.
enough. It's
Buddy.
been long enough. It's
Well, it's been weeks, and I've been seeking treatment for a while. My procatalypsis is still leaking all over my narrative.
So how's it going? I got a leaky procatalypsis, but other than that,
The car
Pretty
drives
good.
fine.
the car drives fine. Yeah, I'm pretty sure last time I got my oil changed, the guy at the fucking Valero told me, like, I think you got a leaky procatalypsis. It'll be $300. You want me to fix that? And I said no. And the
he
car's
stared
fine
at your
since then.
pants. He was like, "You've got a leaky anus."
Yeah. Dude, your butt's leaking. I'm like, why didn't you just say that? Why'd you have to talk about my procatalypsis? But yes, it takes me a little bit to get into first person stories. For some reason, I don't know. And sci-fi also, I will say that by probably around the time when he's like homeless, I was like fully bought into both the writing style and the setting. But like for some reason, I can open up First Law for the first time, and I have almost identical complaints with the Blade itself as I do with this book. And that's just that in a vacuum, it's not a complete story, you know? And like, I get that like trilogies exist, so there's always going to be a setup, but I do like whenever a first book has some sort of like closure to its own arc, I guess. Which I would say this book kind of doesn't, and
Lacks
that book kind
entirely.
of
Yeah.
I would say this book actually maybe has more closure to its own arc than Blade itself from First Love, but
I think I disagree.
I think I'd agree with that.
Really?
so this book at least
I think so.
sets like they're very similar.
Because the arc. What do you view as the arc?
The arc
Both
is
of you.
the end of the planet that he's been.
I would say that the
Sure?
arc is
on.
the end of aimlessness, right? So Hadrian is
Okay.
aimless through this entire thing, and he ends it with a goal, which is actually the first time in the entire book he has a direct goal.
That's kind of a fucked up way of looking at it, but fine. Like, my
what-
arc is that I suddenly have a personality. Cool.
Literally, and this is why I feel the way that I keep trying to describe about this book, and where I really liked it and it's so
Yeah.
good. And it wasn't until the last chapter that I was like, hey, we have a character. You know?
That's fair. I do think that there's something to be said about like Hadrian not having initiative for most of the story and like it being able to own
Yeah,
who he is.
and it's less that I dislike Hadrian and more just that he doesn't
Right.
have any initiative,
Yeah.
which is I would say if I were to try and approach writing a story like this as like from a writing perspective, is an incredible feat. It's impressive to write a story where your character has no agency and nothing they do matters and they're swept along the entire time and still have it be compelling. From a reader perspective, it gets a little frustrating whenever you finally get agency in the bookends, you know, but
yeah, right.
His entire sort of arc, not his arc, but every piece of adversarial content that comes against him is just him fighting for his life and him trying to wriggle his way out.
Yeah. It's the constant struggle. It's
Like a fucking worm.
Yeah.
yeah. It feels like it's like, I don't know, like it could be one of those Uncut Jewels or Good Time or Marty Supreme movies where you're just stressed the whole fucking time. You're like, where are we going with this? But like it's sci-fi and a little fantasy. I don't know, just in the sense that like everything that happens is kind of reactionary and then pushing forward and then reactionary and then pushing forward. And it keeps you stressed because you're never like in a classic narrative in this story, I guess. But then also whenever you hit those times, whenever he's like stuck in the Burris Evil Castle, that's where like he kind of loses me because I've been like driven by the stress of this constant survival through this entire book. And then he's like in a pretty good spot and then he's all mad about it. And then that's whenever I'm like, Hadrian, my guy, you could be doing more for your own situation if you just play into the situation a little bit. But
For all
You
listeners.
guys think I'd be a good Myrmidon?
oh yeah. Oh no, you'd
For
be a
sure,
great
for
gladiator.
sure. I do
You
wanna-
are way too big of a target to be a good Myrmidon.
I-
You would die immediately. You'd walk out there, they'd shoot you. The crowd would go wild. Like that's just you're taller than the pillars. Your head sticks out. You know.
I'm deriving so much joy inside of this conversation from PJ having to pull me, but instead he's like guising his like smiles in front of the microphone, being like, I can just, if I position it in such a way,
I've got a
Josh
really
will never
big.
catch it. Yeah, he'll never catch.
I've
my
got a
impressions.
big pop filter on this.
It's so good.
Or not,
And also, I want to say
pop filter's different. What's this thing that
that is a pop
the
filter.
sock?
It's a pop filter.
It's technically called a windscreen.
Windscreen.
Crossland.
Oh, well.
The pop filter's the thing that like I've got a pop filter. It like goes around and it's like a circle.
Yeah, people call
PJ, I've
windscreens
got an
pop filters
asshole,
in the same way
but
that
some
people
people call
call
it Amos's.
magazines clips.
Yeah,
you know,
right,
it's
right.
yeah. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
I said Amos,
Anyways, you were
said
talking about
pop
the book.
filter. No, I was
We
mostly
should
talking
ban
about the
high
fact that
capacity pop filters.
Yeah. You don't need so many of them.
You don't need so many plosives.
Who is
cut
talking
down
like
in the
that?
plosives? If you're saying so many fucking P's, you gotta fucking figure that the fuck
There's-
out.
There's one guy that's just sending all of his money to Congress so he can keep all of his pop filters, and you're like, "Why are you doing that?" He's like, "I positively, perfectly need them to Pike.
His name is Andrew Hewitt, and he's so mad at us. Thank you, Andrew. We love you dearly. That said,
So
I was mostly calling this out because I think it's interesting to talk about it. Hadrian is such a weird perspective to occupy. Obviously, like a very natural one for the story on the whole, but also like kind of a weird guy. I don't know, on the whole.
yeah.
How'd you feel throughout the first book of the story? How do you feel about like him as a guy leading this narrative? Like he's obviously biased, especially from his perspective at the end of time in quotes, or his time in quotes. You know, what do you think?
I think I have a weird double-sided sword situation here
Sure.
because
High
most
matter
of how
blade.
I experienced. Yeah. I'm getting cut by both sides of the high matter blade here, which is technically impossible based on what I understand, but it's fine.
Well, they're narrow edges. It's just about the movement.
Well,
but yeah.
but it's just the edges based on which way you're swinging, I think.
Yeah.
Or like
Direction.
yeah. Directionally. But because I mostly, besides the first couple of chapters, everything I experienced was listened to. I think that inherently the personality of the voice acting is going to kind of influence the character.
Rukin. Yeah.
Really, really well done. Really great voice acting. I think this character could be presented in a lot of different ways.
Sure.
And the specific way is a bit drier and more straightforward and more like kind of self-serious, which I think is probably correct for the character. But it does imply to me that even at the end of his life, Hadrian is a bit naive, because like looking back on some of the situations that happen, whether it's intentionally obfuscated or just through still like kind of like a naive memory, his perceptions of the people around him, I think, are a little limited.
I think I agree entirely.
I'm gonna make you elaborate. I'm gonna wait.
Nothing
I'm gonna wait
more
for
to
it.
say.
I don't
want motherfucker, dude.
No, I don't think I can. I don't think I
It's true.
can.
No,
Elaborate.
because you
elaborate.
have so much more story to go off of. That actually makes sense. That'd be really hard to.
No, you can just grow up and do it within the context and the frame. I
Yeah,
did this
I'm
all the
not-
fucking time, buddy.
I'm not.
Mom and Dad,
primed
stop
for that.
fighting.
Yeah, right.
No, okay, Josh.
PJ
Crossland.
Kross.
I think that is a symptom of being the first book.
Sure.
I think
also feel that way, having only read the first book. Yeah.
I think that's something that gets grown out of, which is what, thinking back on it, feels jarring a little bit.
Yeah. So one thing that I don't want to say struggle with, wonder in this is how much of this, like, Rockio's a fantastic author, but also if I made the best song I've ever made and then it got big and then I made a bunch more songs learning what I learned from that, I assume the next songs would also be better than that. It feels like there's some like figuring it outs in this first one a little bit.
How do you grow a character without, like, if you jump into it with the context of understanding that you were naive and don't approach it that way, how do you see character growth?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So
If you're
I
at
think
the
it's
end of the result. You know,
I think it's a self-imposed, but it's a box nonetheless that we're kind of stuck in, where it's like, okay, if we write this in a way that prioritizes seeing the character grow, we're going to feel like the older Hadrian still has a level of naivety.
Yeah.
If we approach this from the perspective of older Hadrian is writing the story and reflecting on his life, we're going to know too much about who he becomes that the growth feels limited. So and that's where I'm like, that's that box, and that's where I want to see Rockio grow as an author, because it's already way more impressive than I could possibly conceive on my end. But like, I want to see how he plays with that as he gets more comfortable with that storytelling device in the next couple of books, because it's my understanding that these next books, I've heard a lot of people compare Empire of Silence to Red Rising or Blade itself, which is why I do bring them up a lot, in the sense that it's the worst book in the series and it's still really, really good, is what I've heard from a lot of people. So
I think I'd agree with that.
Crossland,
I mean,
you don't have to tell me anything about any of the books. Just
No. I think that actually my reread has made me feel a little bit differently about this book entirely. I don't think that it shifts my like overall ranking, but I do think that it shifts my impression a little bit more hard versus the other two. I would say that I like The Empire of Silence more than I like Red Rising as a first book in the series. I think that in the end,
yeah,
I think that Empire is a better first book than The Blade itself.
Interesting.
That's less of the argument, though. It's more
No.
comparing
I know.
the first book to the rest of the series.
Correct. And I just want to say that also. I think that,
agree with you as well, though.
It's the best of the first books, in my opinion, as opposed to the rest of the series. So
in a first listen capacity,
I might like The Blade itself better.
Maybe
that's interesting.
Maybe,
that's interesting.
Close.
In a first listen capacity, I think I actually like Red Rising more.
Oh, okay. So we're all on
but not
different
the
sides
book
of the coin.
itself.
Yeah.
And I like the first lot more than I like Red Rising as
I
a
would have
series.
said-
So that's so weird.
Initially, though, I think that I would agree with you, Josh. I'm on the same point. I think that like I'm Red Rising last. I am the first lot, The Blade itself second. Or I was Empire of Silence last, Red Rising, Blade itself. In rereads now, I am Red Rising last because I think there's the least to pull extra out of that narrative. Blade itself and Empire of Silence. Empire of Silence has so much depth to it secretly, which is fucking crazy that I did not expect.
I think Red Rising is the best it'll ever be on a second read because now I've
for sure
read that book 3 times.
Yeah.
The first read, it's too fast paced, I think, in a lot of it's fast and slow and then fast again. But there's just a lot of fucking information. It's hard to like understand what's going on and pull into it. But if you do the whole series, you come back around to Red Rising, that second read, fantastic.
Gorgeous.
That third read, you're like, oh, actually, there's nothing more to get out of this.
Right.
It's done. That's that. I got it on the second one.
Yeah. Right.
Blade itself, I've now done twice. And I will say that whenever I went back to The Blade itself, I had a lot of complaints with that book, but I love the series so fucking much. I think it is my favorite fantasy series.
I think so.
The First Law.
I've got this weird
it's just hard to say. I know you're back and forth with like Dark Tower.
I can't talk about the Dark Tower because it's
but...
not. You can't. It's not. It's a fantasy series, but is it a fantasy series? Who knows? I can't say more than
all
that.
that to say, I went back through and I was like, oh my god, this might actually be my favorite First Law book.
Yeah.
And then I kept going through my re-listens of First Law, and I was like, oh, actually, my
it's actually
ranking
best
is exactly the same.
Yeah.
I just appreciate the entire series that much more and can understand how fucking genius this entire series is.
Right.
With this book, I've read it once, and I haven't read any of the other ones. But I will say that, like, if I try and put myself in the mindset of my first read, I think I like this one the most first time. No, I like Red Rising the most.
Yeah.
I liked Red Rising the most. And then this
I would
one,
agree with that,
and then Blade itself.
Yeah.
On my first read, no context of anything else. Red Rising got me out of a huge reading slump, and it was the only thing that like kept me wanting to live while I was hospitalized for 3 days. So we don't read in a vacuum. Sorry, like that's the context of my first read. It's always gonna like kind of be a little different.
It's real. Yeah.
This book just rocked. Just absolutely rocked. I was frustrated the entire time on
because
Blade itself.
I made you read it so slow. Oh, sorry. I was
on Blade itself. On my rereads, I was like, this is incredible. So like I would put Blade itself way higher. But on a first read, like just the initial thought on it, not way higher than this, just way higher than when I originally put it. On a first read, I think that this is like, damn, a really solid book. It's just frustrating.
I do have to ask, and it feels appropriate to like peel in PJ here. This is the first time that you've started like a full-on ass series, that we've talked about, right? This was the intended point. How do you feel about the intro to this series? Comparatively, like how do you both feel about like you've got to read so much further. You have to read this without fretters, which is not a thing.
It was fun. That was fun to do. I felt
no fetters.
I felt a little naughty doing it.
You were always like slated to be the first guest, but
no, I know.
Yeah.
I know. This book, I had heard the comparisons from you and from other people within the Discord, I believe.
Yeah.
Comparing it to Red Rising. So I went in a little bit primed for that. Like a little tougher to get into, but get through it and it's worth it. And I'm sure that did, to a certain degree, paint my perception of the first half of this book. But I don't know if I totally agree with that. I can see it. I can see where that comes from.
I mean, I'll say on the cover of Howling Dark, it says a must read for fans of Pierce Brown and Patrick Rothfuss, and I have not read Patrick Rothfuss, but it's not like a secret, like it's like it's clearly there's clearly a connection, but I think they're so different from each other.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
No, that's
they
great,
catch
great.
the same attention,
Absolutely. I really, really love this book. It wasn't just because I knew that I'd be coming on here that I decided to reread immediately.
You'll be
the
back
first book
as a guest for book 7. So
I didn't know that, but sure.
Well,
yeah, sounds good.
Officially bullied for a year and a half from now. Yeah.
Okay.
I think your kid will be in college by the time we hit that.
At the very least, like in preschool, but
maybe.
Yeah.
But it's such a fun story. The characters that we meet and the path that is taken and the introduction to fugue and space travel and like the way that like experienced life and experienced years has nothing to do with years from birth.
Right. Disconnected entirely.
So cool.
Yeah.
So
the
cool.
weird acceptance that age is fluid and like the decades in eras you live in like will change. That's just like probably kind of a constant for like anybody who lives.
Yeah.
Palatines in general, and they're like aging, but not really aging. I mean, they do, but it's
if you got good genes, you don't.
And the constraints that the universe is or the galaxy is on, compared to just it's natural, but at the very limits of natural.
Yeah. I'd say it pushes the limits between sci-fi and fantasy, but it still stays more sci-fi than fantasy, at least in this first book.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Fugue and Time, and
we're going to talk about Fugue, Time, and Quiet after the break.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. Cool. All right.
Is this the part where we pretend like we're going to a break?
Well, I'm gonna go.
I'm getting another beer,
and then
I'm gonna go fucking piss.
Absolutely,
and
lay
then
into us. You're like, you guys got to get your shit together. Hey, you're gonna do a better podcast.
Hey, fucking dudes. No,
yeah,
we're fucking
by the way, every time we go to a break, once in a while we leave it in accidentally. Kross goes to pee, and then he yells at us. He verbally abuses us.
First, he's a piss boy, and then after that, he makes us cry.
This little tongue motion,
and then we have to wait. We have to wait for a couple minutes, and he yells at us the entire couple minutes until we stop sobbing.
Yeah.
It's probably harder for you now with video because my eyes are really like
my eyes are always
the whole time.
If you're watching the video, I come back like this. Just hey guys.
When we do it in person, Crossan hits me.
With that.
Yeah, but you hit him like my brother hit you at my birthday party. It's just like a little bit.
Just like a little bit.
He tried. It didn't really land.
I did.
Crossan is Dean Martin.
That said,
the pilot's wife was super sexy, and then they had a little pale-haired chimpanzee man on their ship, and then I got lost in a fugue state.
Was his name Saltus?
Oh, you guys want to talk about Saltus? That's what I'm hearing. My favorite character from this book, and I don't even know if that's a joke anymore.
Saltus? I think about Saltus a lot.
I think about Saltus a lot. Like, he stands out
Peter's
for
5
some reason,
books
and I
in.
don't know what it is. I don't know why I think about
You're
Saltus
not going to
so much,
stop
but-
thinking about Saltus a lot. And I don't know if you should, but I do.
Is this okay for the
I kind of, I kind of feel like he's like an emotional like end point to some degree. Like he's like a rationalization that we can all make, being like, hang on,
He's where
a lot of people
I
think and feel this way, right? You know,
I think he's where I wished we got a huge twist in the story, which is like, we met Hadrian, half mortal. He will one day destroy a star, but this is his story. And then we get there and it's like, and his story was destroyed. That's as far as we got. But now we actually have some writings from some guy named Saltus. So we're going to follow him for a
about
while.
fucking Hadrian.
No, not
followed
about
him.
Hadrian. I just want to follow Saltus through the stars for a little, written
Oh, okay.
from him. And I feel like it would be written way different, you know, like he's like talking about like different, like he has all these different Greek mythology and some fucking old Earth stories.
Nah, man,
and stuff.
Saltus barely has a couple of different microbes rubbed together that it is.
Saltus would have been
intelligence.
writing with a fist and crown, and it would have been like, and then
Yeah.
I went in the ship and I packed the crates, and then
And
where
I
did we
was
go?
having
We
I
got
guess a-
kidnapped by pirates, and
I
then the
guess a good
Kielkin
time.
came, and that's how they say it. So that's how I'm gonna say it.
The Kielkin. Those fucking Kielkin.
I
said
really
twice.
don't. I like that both of you are so much farther in the story than me and can't answer this. So I'm just going to ask a question.
And we're gonna yell at you.
Well, first off, here's
I'm
a
gonna
question.
answer it
What was the
regardless of
name
if I should.
of the pilot? I always forget
Dimitri.
it. He was so cool. Dimitri. Thank you.
Ooh.
I'm just going to ask a question. Do we ever find out what happened to Dimitri and Saltus in that ship?
No.
I haven't figured it out yet.
Okay.
I was waiting for
Second.
Crossland to answer.
I said no.
I know
That's
that's
an
why
answer.
we were sitting there silently.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I just want to make
I
sure.
should
I was
have
like,
se- what I
was
should
not
have done
holding
is
back.
separated you two, tortured one of you, and then asked the other one the answer that I got from the one
Yeah.
that I tortured
And the reality
without
is,
torturing him. And then if they were the same answer, then I could probably guess that they were.
yeah. Regardless, I was.
I
fucking
feel
right.
like we might
right?
kind of get an answer.
Hang on. Let's be clear. I have practically finished the series. I'm aware of the end. You're just in the middle of book 5.
Book 5.
I feel like I have gotten enough of an answer.
Which is a good answer, to be clear.
I
to
mean,
give
I'll
to
take
Josh.
somewhat of
Yeah.
an answer.
Yeah.
I feel like there was almost the implication of an answer in the first book, kind of, but like I'm not satisfied with it.
The implication of the answer is that there isn't an answer, which I do feel like, to some degree, is like an answer in the randomness of the universe, the randomness of
If
possibility.
Saltus
Right.
isn't 40 years older, living as an extra Solarian fucking captain, I'm gonna be so mad.
I think you're going to talk about the answer to this question, or
Yeah.
what I perceive
Just
to be
like
the
we
answer to this
fucking
question.
did about sharpening the pencil, for the record. People have been shit posting about that episode already, and I'm like, God damn it.
Sharpening the pencil, man. I really got to start remembering
well,
what we talk
that's
about.
fine. It's good.
Is he sharp
It's
as his
good.
pencil with a scalpel?
Oh my god,
Yes.
yeah. What
Yeah.
the hell?
We talked about we talked about the creative difference. You were like, I don't think it's that deep, and I was like, I think that's the entire ethos of deepness to begin with.
What?
That's the difference? No. Okay. Hang on. PJ, how dare you take Josh's side without hearing?
I know what happens with it, and what?
No, the general idea is like this is the ethos of like the argument that I was trying to make is like this is an argument about like AI creativity versus non-AI creativity.
No,
Leslie's gonna pop in.
it's not.
No, it kind
yeah,
of
my
is.
wife needs
It kind of
something.
is.
Is she actually? Are you okay with being on camera for a second? Then you can just go get whatever you need.
Hi, Leslie.
Hi,
There
Leslie.
she is. Yeah, she's doing
Hi.
art, and she needs an art thing. I think.
No, I'm asking.
Oh,
Is that your society that you already drank? So the other one in the fridge
That's
is
all you?
free again?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Sorry, I misunderstood. She trying to drink. So
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so I view the scalpel thing as very much so what it is described as later in the book, as being more about the ritual of it than the actual.
Yes, which is what I said for the record.
No, it's not what you said.
No,
but
that is what I said in the moment. Hang on, let's back up.
But in the scene itself, he just says it gets a sharper point, and I go, no, the fuck it doesn't.
Correct. He is lying in the moment through his teeth in the idea, but
and then he talks about how that's his way of.
I think he's lying to
there
himself at that point, and I think that's also
who's lying to Valka.
Part of the part of this book feels like it's not actually written by later Hadrian.
It's not actually
Empire's the least pro-catalepsis. It's the least written by Hadrian.
I'm not using that word.
It's the least. I refuse to use the actual word. I said prosolapsis a second ago.
I just hovered over
using
your
just
camera,
different other
Josh,
versions.
and I just saw that you named yourself New PJ.
Well, I am. I was wondering, and nobody commented, and I was like, "Yeah, it's fine."
You don't see your name until you put your cursor over it.
Yeah. You're Peaches, which I appreciate, and Kross is Kross because that's who he is, and he's a very serious man.
Yeah. I'm not always a very serious man. I think everyone thinks that I'm always very serious. I'm not always very serious.
You've never once
goofy.
Goofed.
What do you mean?
Never once.
I goof all the time.
Never done it.
Josh, I'm a goof.
The camera's where it is. We all saw you have sex on that couch. It was very serious.
No, okay, when I had sex on the couch, it was over there, for the record. It was closer to the middle.
Yeah, the camera was like this right now.
And it was yesterday at noon.
We didn't see that much,
it's
but we saw your
different.
face, and you were very serious.
We saw enough to know that you were very that you were carving the pencil with a scalpel, you know?
Hang on, let's be very clear. You saw neither Grace nor my face in that moment.
Oh, so feet, you were going that way. All right, cool.
Correct. Anyway.
We're trying to piece together the story. We're doing
trying to reclaim the moment. Yeah,
we're doing dumb cop, horny cop, and trying to piece together what happened.
But we're both dumb cop, and we're both horny cop.
Horny cop.
Fucking.
Hey, sorry for my friend. Have you seen my shoes?
Crazy. We've talked so much about this book. It's so good. It's such a good book.
Okay. Why did we do cocktails at the front? That's the question.
Because otherwise, we'll never talk about it in the middle. So we're too deep to go back.
Yeah, but now we're talking about feet and dumb cop and horny cop because we started with cocktails.
That's true. That's true. I do actually want to back up a little bit. So there are a couple of different things that we talked a lot about, and I do want to say that I think the one thing is worth talking about is obviously Gilliam Voss. And sort of the whole idea of like an intis and everything that's going on genetically within sort of the the general empire of it all. What were your guys' thoughts on sort of the genetic lineage?
At this point, it really makes me think back to Saltus.
Well, of course, but he's like 140 pages in. So fuck Saltus.
No.
But
let's think deeper. Let's think.
No. Saltus is important here.
Saltus is actually important here, and
I
his
agree
commentary on them being the same, them both being homunculi.
Homunculi.
And I said it without actually breathing my lungs.
You're fine. That was not meant to be a correction.
I think you're so right. I'm right there with you, PJ. I'm not doing bits.
It feels genuinely important that he was exposed to Saltus making that commentary, and he addresses it so aggressively in the moment, and he still addresses it aggressively with Gilliam.
Mm-hmm.
That part of him has not broken down at all. The Palatine superiority complex.
Oh, I think at the end of this book, whenever he thinks he's so developed, he's still so deep in his own learned bias.
Yeah.
You know,
there's a little bit of reflection on Gilliam that softens, but not that much.
No softening.
Not that much.
Let's talk about it. I think that
there's disgust. There's genuine disgust in just thinking about the idea of an intis. in the same way that he is disgusted by the idea of a homunculus.
Yeah. I think that there is that. I totally agree. He's disgusted with his homunculus, but it's because of what it represents. And I don't think he notes on it or realizes it, or I don't know, internalizes it. But the way that I read it, or at least the way that I see it, like if I was assuming that this is a real world and a real character, whether this was intentional or not, he's disgusted by this Intis because I think that it deeply sets within him that all Cat and Switch, all these people that he meets, all these plebeians are more human than him. And he interacts with plebeians where he's like, that is a hideous creature full of pockmarks from acne and misgrown bones, but are
different
they
size
actually
legs. They
more
seem
human than me?
They seem more human.
And to me, they're more human. To me, he's a homunculus. And where Gilliam comes into play, the thing that's so disgusting to him about an Intis is not that he is deformed and grotesque, but it's the fact that the reason he's deformed and grotesque, in my opinion, is not because of his human genomes. It's because of his palatine genomes. It shows that palatines are broken, unnatural creatures without the
On purpose.
context and control of the tube.
And it seems to me that it's intentional to create something like this out of
well,
wedlock.
exactly, and it's a way to
want to call it
control.
that way.
It's a way to control the palatines. But Hadrian himself is so much more disgusting and hard to look at outside of the control of the tubes, potentially, as we see in Gilliam, than Saltus or Cat or Switch or any of these people that he deems as lesser than him. But he's just a high-end homunculus, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Children of the tubes.
So he's a child of the tubes.
Considering Gilliam Vast's question, I do want to ask. I think that there's a little bit of like a weird gray zone with a couple of different characters in the story. The two that I want to talk about are both Kat and Kira. Do we think that there's like a deeper relationship that wasn't fully on display with Kat or with Kira? One way or another.
Kyra, no, Cat,
sorry.
yes.
Yeah.
Kyra, no, Cat, yes. I think
Kyra, no,
there's
Kat, yes.
less of a relationship in reality than we're given with Kyra. I think she just didn't fucking realize there was anything until the moment that there was something. And she's like, well, I guess I got to do this. And that's why it's so horrifying. With Kat, I think most of their relationship is left out. One, because flow of story, like from a writing perspective in our own real world, makes sense. But also, like, Hadrian as a character, I think, doesn't want to face the level of like contentment and happiness he found on the streets of Borisivo with someone who he genuinely cared about, because I think that would require him to face the fact that it actually wasn't the stars he was unhappy with.
Perhaps undermine the narrative.
Yeah, the whole narrative is like, I have to go to the stars. I have to see all these things. But for a while, he was happy without all that. I think that there's like this, the closer, I think that he becomes more insufferable, in my opinion, whenever he goes to Castle Borisivo, because he is actually closer to the stars. He pretends like he's more locked away than he ever was. But I'm like, no, brother, you're so much closer to a ship in the stars and escape. You're pretending like you're more of a prisoner than you were whenever you were a Myrmidon.
Like PJ said.
Yeah, whenever you were a Myrmidon, you're nowhere near a ship. I know you have your little plane with your little ring, but like we know the reality of that. That's not going to happen. I think that the closer he gets to the stars, the worse he gets as a person, kind of, because he's reverting back to his Palatinian dreams. Whenever he had completely given up on everything, he doesn't even write about it because he was probably content as a person living happily with Kat on the streets, happily with the, quotations of like hunger and starvation and rot, but like
rot.
Right.
There's like that negativity to it, but it's years. He's with her for a year, 2 years. I don't know.
I think it's like 2
Almost
years.
2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost 2. Yeah.
But they're formative years for sure.
They're formative years where he just doesn't tell us anything about it because I think he's not miserable. That's why he doesn't tell us. He only tells us whenever he is driven by misery.
I think there's a yes, that is one aspect of it, but the other aspect is we get the full breadth of the story. Like,
Yeah, totally.
There's so much more story to tell, and like yes, we could dwell on these happy moments.
Yeah,
but what's the point?
and I think that was the very first thing I said.
Being, yeah, maybe.
The very first thing I said was just,
I don't hear what you say until it's
you're like, no,
relevant.
I'm waiting for my turn. You're talk. I'm waiting for me, baby. I do the same thing.
I think you might have. Yeah.
I think the first thing I said was like the real reason is like narrative spacing, right? Like, why would we talk about that? But I do think that like within the story, if I want to put it into Hadrian's mind, that's my reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like every time I try and reason narrative spacing within the story, it makes Hadrian a worse person.
Now, I think we have to talk about the aliens. So I feel like the logical place to start here is the Umond, then the Cielsen, and then the Quiet, as we might view them. So we'll start with the Umond, a very unique, very interesting alien species, being the sort of like tentacle-y communal
Three-legged
thing that works in tones. Yeah, three-legged. Very interesting. How'd you guys feel about the Umond versus like, I think we can collectively think, as we are of the same age, about the Hunters in Halo. They feel kind of similar to me. I didn't think about you guys
that,
read the Halo books or like?
I read Fall of Reach. I never played all the Halo games.
I never read the books.
But no, I think I see the combination with the Umad and the Hunters. The Hunters
like
are
that's their whole thing.
A collection of tendrils that make a big buff boy.
Right.
But I view them differently.
They're less like I would say the Hunters are more like big noodles or like eels collectively versus like I think that the Umand are like, I don't know, ramen noodles. It's like a society.
This is such a weird pull.
Yeah.
And the fourth, I think, Chronicles of Narnia book.
Yeah, sure.
We're introduced to two different people groups on two different islands.
Right.
Near each other. One hops on 1 foot and one goes on 3 feet. So I was picturing if you took the 3-footers and then they got cursed by Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Sure. They're like, we can't
to have a bunch of coral and tentacles.
Sure. Yeah.
No, but here's the thing about the Umad. I liked them a lot. And I really actually did hope that where the story was going was
a pro-Umand.
Umand uprising. I wanted it so bad. And then we got the smallest moment of an Umad uprising, and they did something that upset me so much that I didn't want to read about the Umad anymore.
Yeah. They actively put down the rebellion.
It's just the scene where they shove their own tongue, as we come to learn it is, down Hadrian's throat, and then tries to choke him out by suffocating him with their own suction-y tentacle
that's the way
tongue.
It would fucking go.
They
you know what I mean? Like
did
that's the way.
for murder. And
but also that's the way it would go. You know what I mean?
No, I mean it's good on them. If I could do it, I would. But like,
if I had a tentacle tongue, I would choke out everyone with my fucking tentacle tongue. You know what I mean?
If I had a tentacle tongue,
I'm that fucking guy. Yeah, that's me.
If I had a tentacle tongue and tomorrow I showed up to fucking San Diego,
fucking choke him out with all my limbs.
I'm going full Venom, baby.
Yeah.
But yes. But no, but no, I think that is the Umad are a group of creatures that are oppressed in a way that I want to see them freed, but they don't really have the conceptual ability to free themselves because they are an underdeveloped species. But within that, they will inherently, I think, be blamed for certain things involving Caliga.
Sure.
Because of their own adaptation of what they found there. So I think the future is very bleak for the Umad. I feel very sad when I think about them.
I mean, especially considering Hadrian is if you can call him a scholar of Xenobites.
He's not maybe a scholiast, but he's a scholar.
No,
sure.
Like he has read up on the known.
He's got a book or two, on aliens.
He's doing this so wrong.
My point,
he needed $20 to buy one green cloak.
PJ, by the way, I'm on your side. I was just shitposting the way that you were.
Sorry, this just reminds me of one big complaint I have with this book. The whole thing is he wants to be a scholiast. We have learned that everybody is pretty trickable. He could have just bought one green cloak. And then just been like, I'm a scholiast, and then found one poor guy who was down to have him. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Sorry, continue.
It's fair. I will have more conversations with you about that later.
Okay, cool.
But he mentions not having known about Imesh having Xenobites. And that doesn't really come up again.
Yeah.
But like he felt like such an authority on different Xenobite species within the Imperium. And like this is just a small enclave of local alien races that are enslaved and they do stuff and that's it. And there's nothing more to really talk about.
How many mod does it take to fix a light bulb? Probably one, but Valka will make you think it's 20.
Okay, but it's 1, but it is 20 because like it takes like 20 mod is like 1.
How many mod does it take to fix a light bulb?
Depends on how many go
how
this
many mod are there? How many mod does it take to fix a light bulb? G minor.
Yeah, right. Whoever can hit C# today can fix the light bulb.
It is interesting to think about. I like didn't really consider that much, but that Hadrian doesn't know about them. He is studious of Xenobites to an extreme degree. Anybody outside of being a scholiast, he might know the most about them. I don't know. He's like a little obsessed. And I think that there's definitely some level of additional understanding of Gibson that we don't get in this book that maybe we get in future ones or maybe is implied. I don't know. I'm going off of assumptions here. It seems like Gibson had like prepped Hadrian for the life that he will live in a way that isn't normal.
I think that's pretty clear. Like,
yeah.
He is the he is Hadrian's conscience.
Yeah,
to a certain degree. He is the voice in Hadrian's head.
Exactly. But I made I made a little like I don't know if I did a bet or not. I'll drink if I did, whatever. But like I definitely had like this. I almost feel like Gibson may have been like part of that extra Solarian group that met the Cielson the first time or something. Like I don't know. I feel like there's depth to Gibson's story. Mm-hmm. That pushes to a reason why he knows the Cielson language and taught Hadrian in the way that it seems like just isn't like common amongst like even the most studious of like just normal Palatine children. Like why does Gibson seems to know things he shouldn't and pass them on to Hadrian in a way where it seems like a little outside of what would be like acceptable by the Chantry or the Empire. And I would like to know why. But here I am stuck in one book, just told I'm not allowed to read on. It's fine. Sorry,
most
all
relatable person is right in front of you. Yeah. He can give you the most clear answer potentially with
PJ,
most obfuscated reason.
What's up with Gibson?
There are hands at play. Pushing eventualities, pushing necessities.
I think if none of us speak and I just stare at PJ, eventually I'll get the
No,
answer.
that was a really good answer on PJ's part. I love
hands
that.
At play,
I love
pushing
that.
Eventualities.
Yeah. I love that in so many different contexts.
Is this some Dune shit?
That's
Is
so
there like
good.
some 2,000 years trying to form the Bene Gesserit going on here?
Buddy.
I feel like I've said too much.
Yeah. He said
Okay, so
just the right amount. He said just
so
the
we're
right
doing
amount to tease properly. So I do
said
want to
form the Bene Gesserit. The Bene Gesserit are trying to form.
Okay, all right. We're gonna back up from your
I don't know.
Dune-ass expectations.
I haven't
for the
read
record,
Dune.
for the
I've
record,
watched
we're,
it.
we're,
Okay.
we're gonna take a moment. We're gonna back up. We're gonna back up a little bit. We're gonna back up for this. I do think that we talked a little bit about obviously Viewmond. The next
Oh
species
my
that we
God!
should
Sorry,
talk about
real
is the
quick. That was
Cielcid.
what I was.
Yeah.
That's what I was bringing up Gibson
Yeah.
on. It feels weird that Hadrian doesn't know about the Umad, which only tells me that there's probably so many more Cenobite species than we as Hadrian in this instant know about.
I think that was the point, because this is an
Right.
entire race of people relegated to fishing.
I think at one point he mentions like, yeah, there's like 29
At best,
known Cenobites
fiction.
or something, but he doesn't know this one. So how many doesn't he know that are just like somewhere between animalistic and sentient, and based on like the way how humanity sees them on that world, and how many are like just enslaved and not shared with the Chantry? And
These guys catch fish from below.
They
and
also
that's it.
fix light bulbs.
Sometimes.
Barely.
Well, they don't.
Barely.
Because they were never broken in the
That
first
was actually
place.
literally a joke. Yeah, that was literally a joke that Volca pulls in the middle of the whole series. It's like, how many human does it take to fix a light bulb? None.
As
because
many as
I
Valka
hacked
decides
the
it
system.
will.
Yeah, right.
No, but they were doing that before.
They
did have them
but
doing
also,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
they're
also
like,
it was
these humans
Valka's.
suck at
Yeah.
fixing electronics, and no, they totally fixed them.
They totally could. It was Volca's
I do assume
fault.
the storm
that they
did do
couldn't.
one brownout,
At least. Yeah.
and then the Umad fixed it. And then they're
Right.
like beating these Umad, like, why can't you fix it?
And they're like, we fucking did, dude. God
But they
damn
can't
it.
say that. All they're saying is, oh.
I'm just thinking Toto by Africa. I feel the rains down.
Have you guys seen the first episode
feel like-
of Workaholics?
Yeah,
Yes.
of course.
The piss and shit
Yeah,
with
Yeah.
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
correct.
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Catherine.
That
She dips beneath the
vocalization.
lasers.
That vocalization is where that
That's what the
went to
Umad are
in my
doing.
Oh,
So, Crossland, you're. This isn't going to show up in the video later, but for my personal internet, there was like a delay and a jump, so you were just in your chair, and then you weren't, and I got so scared.
I had to
for a
grab
second.
water. It was fine.
It was just a jump cut. You just
Yeah.
disappeared. I was like, did the rapture
The
happen?
two of you
and
were
why
talking.
Are me and BJ
It
still
felt like
here?
a fine moment.
she
Get water.
has entrapped me and Sean Connery.
And Sean Connery. Yeah, exactly.
As though we all three haven't talked together for several hours.
I know. We really should have hung out one day before this, just to get it all out.
Just
of our
to get it
system.
all out.
I
Yeah.
also, for me, the Umad don't have lyrics. It's just tones. So I feel like
I
it's
agree.
more of like
I
a
think so.
mid 2010s indie
I mean,
sleeve
they're very
situation.
big
It's a
ants.
boom
Or-
clap
yeah.
thing. It's a boom
No,
clap.
you know what? A little earlier, late thousands, right
it's
up. And
Foster the
it's
People.
very-
It's totally like the format.
I think it's Angels and Airwaves. I think it's a lot of ayo, ayo,
Ayo, yeah, we could do
It's a lot
that.
of millennial yodel going on.
Let it be very clear. Half of my adult family has been married to Angels and Airwaves songs, so I need to be respectful. But also,
My first real concert was Angels and Airwaves and 30 Seconds to Mars and the Ataris.
we've talked about this before. My parents were at that same show, but like in Minnesota.
Not in Fresno. Got it.
Right.
Well, in Fresno, Jared Leto, who, at the time was pretty cool.
Was not a sexual predator.
Well, I'm sure
May
he
have
was.
been,
We just
actually.
didn't know yet.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Jumped over the orchestra pit, which was so sick.
That is pretty sick.
So there
Dope.
was an orchestra
I
in the
think
orchestra pit.
that-
He jumped over the gap, which was like a solid 10-foot gap.
I think
And
that
then, kind of,
absolves him of everything.
Cracked
Yeah,
into
he
the
can
crowd.
jump 10
and then-
feet.
yeah.
He's
Like
cool
if you
again.
jump 10 feet, you're
Yeah.
better
Hey,
than other
does he
pedophiles
run
for
does he
sure.
run a sex island with like
I want to do
debatable
that.
consent. Yeah, but also
Wait,
he did
which
jump
part?
over the
PJ,
orchestra
PJ.
pit.
Wait.
PJ
do you wanna
wants to
jump
run a
10
sex
feet
island
or-
with debatable consent.
The sex island part.
Oh no! I thought
Everybody signed the waiver. I don't know what the problem is.
I really thought PJ just wanted to be able to jump 10 feet. That was...
Okay, I don't want to run a sex island, but I have said multiple times in my real life, all the time, that I do want to start a cult. If anybody's interested, let me know.
Well,
I'll
that's
join.
the whole podcast. Welcome.
But I would like to start a cult that involves land and farming.
Okay, all right. Let's back up a moment. We've been talking a little bit about Jared Leto, a little bit about Angels and Airwaves, and a little bit about like the basis of our logo. If we really want to talk about it in the moment,
Yeah, it looks
But
like
also-
the Angels and Airwaves logo.
yeah, it's got a little bit of thievery. But I do need to ask, how do we feel about the Cielson in this first book? The introduction to Uvenari, and the group as the torture happens, and then in addition, sort of result therein, and then
I really
leads
wanna
into the
hear-
questions about the quiet. So
I really want to hear PJ's thoughts on this, and I don't have a ton
PJ is
because
5 books in, so it feels like it's going to be biased, but I appreciate the
'cause
idea.
I'm locked. I have so
Yeah.
little to go off of.
I
All I'll say is I have a question.
Yeah.
For you guys, is it weird that I'm much more Team Cielson than humanity
no.
as of right now? Okay.
No.
I like him more. I would rather be reading about Uvenari half the
Then
time.
the
I think
Empire,
Hadrian is
for
so
sure.
cool. I just
Then the
dislike
Empire.
90% of
Yeah.
the humans.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Empire
Mhm.
for sure. It does seem like maybe like the oh god, what is Valka?
Tavrosi.
The Tavrosis seem chill.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Swordmaster guy and also the pilot.
Myskolos?
Well, Myskolos, but what
Jadians,
culture?
right?
Jadians.
Jadigan
I
Myskolos.
like the Jadians. I get that they probably suck once we meet them, but like they're just hot and talented. That's like their whole thing.
That is their whole thing. That is really their
Might
whole
be their whole
thing.
They're like
It's
they're
hard
like
to be mad at.
Spaniards,
It's
and it's
really
like,
hard.
holy fuck.
They
Like,
really are basically Spaniards.
yeah.
Yeah, they're just hot, talented Spaniards. Like every single one of them's like a bull rider and a model. I don't know. It's
They're like,
A bull model.
shit.
A bull
a
model.
bull
and
model.
and
They're all bull models,
and
dude.
a model fighter.
as a descendant
Yeah.
of Scottish
Oh,
Spaniard,
yeah.
it's like, fuck.
Dude,
You
I
know?
feel like they all are the best to be photographed, but they do it like they're fighting. Like
Right.
if you go in to photograph a Jadian, you got to be ready because you're
Yeah.
gonna come out
They're like,
crying, sweating, bloody, but you're gonna have the best pictures you've ever
Yeah.
taken. Yeah.
Very hoity-toity. Yeah.
Sorry, that was a deep dive, but I just think
Okay.
the Jadians are so
we do have to
fucking
get back
cool.
to the
But I
Kielkin.
really dislike
those
the Empire.
Kielkin. And then also the quiet.
Uvenari Otiolo.
Yeah.
Uh,
What a
It's
character.
such a cool interaction,
Yeah.
and it sucks.
That it happens in the way that it does. You know what I
that it
mean? Like
happens in-
Hadrian could have done so much better.
Dude,
They could have
So
been
much more
intergalactic
talking.
buddy cop moving it, but
Yeah.
because of their situation,
yeah. And the little glimpses that we get into Cielson culture through the interactions of Uvenari and Hadrian, and by extension the Chantry,
Mhm.
really build a lot for the rest of the interactions that we get going forward.
Right.
what do you mean?
I don't
Tell me
know.
more about what you mean. Elaborate.
Tell
can't-
Josh more
I
and
can't-
less at
I
the same
can't.
time.
I can't.
Tell me more and less. Make me more confused. Why don't you?
I love Uvenari.
Uvenari is such a good character in the end. You know what I mean? Like it's oh
the-
my
and in the
god.
beginning. Uvenari is
in
a
the beginning,
great
don't get me
character,
wrong.
front
From-
to back.
From my perspective of Uvenari on one book and one book only, I really like Uvenari. I think Uvenari is a great captain.
Mhm.
I think Uvenari is looking out for his people. I think it's really interesting that only Uvenari is tortured, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I think that there's a lot of strength in Uvenari, a lot of like for lack of a better word, like honor, like I really respect Uvenari, and
I don't respect PJ. Sorry,
That's fine.
I
know
really
this.
like
This is known.
that. I personally really like that Hadrian's plan failed so that Uvenari got a fighting chance in the end. Like, I
Right.
feel like that's the right death for Uvenari. Uvenari earned like Valhalla, right? Like a warrior's death. Like
I
Uvenari
think so.
deserves
For
to go
sure.
down swinging, even if we need Hadrian to move on. And in their fight between the two of them, I'm rooting for Hadrian. Hadrian's my boy. Like I've said, he's my boy in the way that I can talk shit on my friends. I got my problems with Hadrian, but
So-
like I want Hadrian to live.
This
He
is
is our
this is
boy,
one of those
but-
few situations early on where I started thinking about the implications of the narrative style,
Yeah.
Mm.
knowing that this is written by Hadrian later. Yeah. And like this is one of the few situations where it takes a little bit of
Faith.
no, it takes a little bit of stakes out of the situations
Oh, you think
Because
so?
we know where it
because we know
goes
he
a little
survives
bit.
it.
Well, I don't think that it actually does, because I think that the stakes of the conversation are the reality of the conversation, right? So I
mean,
want
that's
to
true too,
counterweigh this.
But
Yeah.
the mortal stakes of it.
of course,
I will say
yes,
there is a
but, like,
reason why I
for sure,
personally
you're right, PJ, for the
prefer
record.
limited third person oh my god, what's the multiple characters ensemble. I prefer a limited third person ensemble because any character really can die.
Yeah,
Like if you
right.
look at Ned Stark dying in Game of Thrones, and if you didn't know that, I'm not even going to apologize for the spoiler. But if you look at like,
Decades.
and this is a spoiler, if you look at, and I'm not going to say it so we can keep it in, a certain character dying in the first law and then not dying also, you know, that's really interesting because the story can carry on without a character we thought was maybe one of the main characters or the main character, and then they're dead, and then maybe they actually show back up, but then maybe they're dead again. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah, entirely.
Yeah, I like whenever you have that kind of ability to shift
Tension.
because it lets
Right.
every character be a little in danger. Whereas in this situation, yes, I think PJ is right. We know Hadrian lives. However, I think Kross is right in the sense that the tension doesn't necessarily come from the fear of death.
Yeah, it's not
right.
without tension, but
I think
that
both are true, right?
the mortal danger
Entirely.
it can be ignored.
With that said, I
in
do
this very early part of the story.
I think that there is a certain like aspect of storytelling shown earlier in this where we're like introduced to this like blue homunculus in the pleasure gardens that we never meet. And then we're like shown Crispin, who like I know has like his own novella, but I don't know if we ever see him again. And then there's like we get on the ship one more time. The name of the captain. Why do I keep forgetting it?
Dimitri.
Dimitri.
Yeah.
I have to be so real with you guys. Every single time I get to say Dimitri, my brain says it's Valentino.
We've
That is his
fucked up
name.
a couple of times.
For
yeah.
some reason, I think his name is
You're
Valentino.
Cowboy Bebop
Um,
immediately. You're like Valentine.
That's
Valentina.
Valentino.
Yeah.
So Dimitri, Saltus, the others. And then we meet Cat, dead. Crow moves on. I don't think we're ever going to see any Cielson again. That's a joke. That's a joke. I know we will. But also this fucking book might not. I don't know. I'm confused on what we see and don't see. If this little group of Cielson on the ship just fucking like the end of Alien or the beginning of Alien 3 just dies in a crash because they don't want to deal with them anymore,
Just on a prison planet.
we might
Yeah,
just
right.
never see Cielson again. It just might be Hadrian on a prison planet. I think I made that joke last episode.
Now
I don't
that's
know.
it.
I have no clue what's going to happen. Sorry, I want to bring it up.
All that
Now
shit
that
fuck
said, yes.
said, Josh.
The reason I wanted to bring it up is because PJ was talking about like, oh, there's like that like lack of like narrative tension because we
Coherence,
know
yeah.
Hadrian lives. I know Hadrian lives. I have no fucking clue what the next sentence is going to be about, because you might have spent 18 chapters setting up a plot line just to abandon it to go talk about some fuck ass shit. I don't know.
How do you feel about the quiet?
I fucking love him. I want to talk about him all day. That's the fuck ass shit I would like for you to abandon all plot lines for to talk about, because I like it. It's so cool. It's Indiana Jones. It's fucking Space Odyssey. It's a little bit of fucking Prometheus. I don't know. Like it's all the things
is a
that
good
are cool.
comparison. I love that poll. Yeah.
So. Yeah, if anything, it's Mass Effect. It's all the things I like in sci-fi. So here I am, waiting patiently for the quiet. Waiting quietly, if you will.
Not quietly. You're actually pretty loud. We talk
so
like
fucking loud about it. Why can't I just read more about it?
At least. Ish. Yeah.
It's frustrating. It's a frustrating mystery, and I need a frustrating mystery to keep me engaged in a story.
I feel like I've asked a lot of questions throughout the rest of this. I do want to give you space, PJ, to ask questions, because I do think...
Hey, should I take my headphones off?
No. For you.
No.
Okay.
These are questions for you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wait, is PJ asking questions about the end of the series?
No.
Because I gotta go.
No.
So we end up with, I mean, this is jumping forward. We haven't even talked about the Colosso.
That's true. We can talk about the Colosso. We can talk about all the characters. But also, I think it's important to note we have talked about them for 8 episodes.
That's very true. Good point.
True.
I think we can talk about anything we want.
Yes.
How do you feel about this coterie of characters that he is bringing along with him on this story? Polino and Switch and Velka and Siren.
So I have conflicting thoughts on it that we did talk about in the last episode. It's just not out yet.
Maybe we did. Yeah. Right.
I mean, it will be by the time.
Yeah, but I mean, to you haven't had a chance to hear this. I don't know if you're listening to all of what we're talking about.
Fucking guys listen to this book series so fast. There's no way.
I have been listening. I haven't kept fully up. I'm a few episodes.
Hey man, I listened to your guys' first episodes of like 3 series, and I was like, yeah, I get the vibe of the show.
I fucking get it. I did actually listen to the entirety of our first 6 episodes this week, so like I'm fully through Empire of Silence. I pleasantly surprised.
Okay, cool. I'm scared.
Had a great time.
Give me notes. I don't know.
I took them for myself mostly, but that's fine.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
If I'm not making you mad enough to make notes about it, then I'll just keep doing
mostly
what I'm
myself.
Doing.
It's cool. It's good.
Okay, so there is a part of me, my biggest frustration with Hadrian in late book is how little he does for his poor friends. In the sense that he spends so much time concerned that he is stuck in this like prison of nobility and expected marriage and stuff, where he could have just requested all of his friends from the Colosso be like given cushy jobs in the palace, and he doesn't. Or even probably requested they be given a ship, and it probably would have been done. And he doesn't. But the second he actually has his own ship, he brings these people in, and it, to me, feels very much so like he is selfishly using them as a crutch for his own fear of this mission. He needs the support of the people that he relies on, rather than trying to free the people he cares about, because he spends what I assume is months as a noble courtesan kind of prisoner who could have just freed these people with a word.
Yeah.
I assume that every one of these myrmidons is worth less than the wine bottle he brings to Valka's room to, like, financially, right? Like, to the nobles.
That's probably
here.
true.
And so
I don't think he could have given them a ship.
I think he could have at least gotten them out of death's
I think
way.
he could.
I think
have
they were facing
them.
death daily, and he was worried about them, and he could have just gotten them jobs in the kitchen.
I think that's probably true.
I also think that there's an implication that the wine bottle he does bring to Valka's room in one scene might be worth about what a bad ship is to these people. You know, in the same way that I have drank a wine bottle that I know I could buy a shitty car from the 80s for.
Yeah.
I have purchased a car for $800. I have also drank a bottle of wine worth more than $800. Wasn't my bottle of wine, but you know, like, I didn't drink the bottle. I had a glass, but like, and I think that's what I'm getting at. Like, he could have gotten them a junker off planet, and they could have figured it out. He could have at least gotten them out of the Colosso. He doesn't. Whenever it's time for him to go on a very life-threatening mission where 3 different countries, for lack of a better word, want them all dead if they figured out who they are and they have to pretend to be extrasolarians, he like brings in his friends to another death-defying situation. Like, he isn't helping these people.
Yeah.
They're happy to help him because they care about him, but he's using them, not helping them. He took them from a deadly situation to a deadlier situation, potentially. And still, they're not merchants flying the stars free. They're on a mission specifically locked into this dangerous trajectory. He could have just freed his friends,
Josh. And I don't want to dissuade you from the idea, but also, man, there's like fucking 6 more books.
Yeah,
right?
Maybe I'll feel differently later, but as of right now, I feel like Hadrian only ever helps his friends whenever it helps him.
Shitty friend Marlowe. Yeah.
Yeah, that is my biggest complaint with this book. Honestly, like, at the end of the day, the reason why I kind of ended with almost a negative tinge, not towards the book, but towards Hadrian, is because of his treatment of his friends.
This is also a good tangent to say like how we feel about the book on the whole, I think, because I think that we've, even in our own like internal reviews and talking about the chapters, like, how do we review this book on the whole? Where do we land? You know, out of 10, how do we feel? Or against other books and other series. Like, it doesn't need to be that harsh, but
for me, I'll go first because I have the least context.
Sure.
I would give this a 7.5 out of 10.
Okay.
I would probably give The Blade itself on my first read a 7, and Red Rising on my first read an 8.
Okay.
This is kind of right in the middle.
Solid.
And considering that Red Rising and First Law are 2 of my favorite series ever, I'm very hopeful. I'm having a really fucking good time.
Yeah.
You know? But like,
it is the most, out of the 3, I think it's like the most ambiguous. Like, as it goes, like, there's so many different plots. I think it's the ending
specifically that actually drops it from an 8. And it's not like it makes me, it's not that it's a bad ending. It's that it's an ending that frustrates me because like, I think I complained to you, Kross, a lot throughout
we
this
talked about this.
how he treats his friends and how he's not taking advantage of his situation to help the people. Like, he watches someone he knows die in the Colosseum, and he's like, man, I'm just so happy it wasn't like Switch down there that day. And I'm like, you have the ability to change that. You do.
You could have done something. Yeah.
But he's just so unwilling to embrace like the courtesan lifestyle that for his own pride, it doesn't actually change anything about his situation because it is his situation, whether he embraces it or not. But for his own pride, he refuses to embrace the situation to get his friends out of death's way. It bugs me. It bugs me, but not bugs me about the book or the story they're writing. It bugs me about Hadrian.
Yeah.
Fair. I'd be curious to see if he actually could have gotten them out of that situation.
I'd be curious too. I would have loved to see him try and then be told no.
I agree.
And that would make him a better person if he would have been told no. You know,
the story stays the same, which I already think the story's great, but I wouldn't be fucking mad at Hadrian right now if we were just shown that. Maybe we go back. Maybe this is like a weird thing where we're in media res and we go even farther back and then farther forward and back and forth. I doubt it, but I don't think we'll ever find out that Hadrian tried to do that. But if we do, it would make me feel a little better.
All right, Peach, gotta hear. How do you feel about this first book versus the other 2 that we're comparing it against in the moment?
I feel like I know it's a fucking fresco.
You mean the mural?
You've read through almost
I
five
love-
books, so
I love this book.
like,
I really do. I think it's the weakest
Of
the
the
ones
three.
I've read so far.
or of the series.
So far,
Of
yeah.
the 5 he's read so far in this.
Yeah.
Sorry, to confirm, you mean of the series, not of the 3 intro books that we're
Correct.
talking about. Okay, all right.
So compared to Red Rising, Blade itself,
Yeah.
in this.
I think I'd put it. I think I'd put it ahead of Red Rising,
Oh,
and
I think it would
behind
too,
Blade
for the
itself.
record. Yeah.
I think that's
think
where
that's
I'd place it between.
I
the-
think quality of book, that makes so much sense. Enjoyment of book on my first read, I just have it in spots.
Right.
That's fair. Totally fair. I'll slot it at a solid 8.
Yeah, I think that's where I land. In
I
the
bet
end.
I would put it at an 8 on my second read.
Yeah. Oh, on a second read, man, I'm like at an 8.5, almost a 9.
Yeah.
Like I actually, I would say that I like, in my own impression, to put it out there, I like this the least out of the first 3 books. Like comparing it to Red Rising, to the Blade itself. On a reread, though, this book is brilliant. Like, this book is clean, crisp, tightly written, like, the idea that it's chasing is incredible, in the way that he does it, genius. But if you're not in it for that reason, man, it's tough to follow. Like, it's
it
not
feels like a-
perfect. Yeah.
It feels like a perfect escape room where they forgot to give
Yes.
you one of the keys.
Right. Or like,
Like, I'm like,
you
man,
don't
this is
really
probably
get it
so
until you're at the
cool.
end and you're like, oh my God, you have
Yeah.
that, like, the brilliant moment where you're just solving the math equation. You're like,
I know I'm gonna like it more later. I can tell because it's so
Yeah.
well written.
right.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tough book, and also a tough act to follow, for the record. Like, Howling Dark, PJ, without giving anything away, would you compare it to Golden Sun in the way that it affects your feelings in the series? Like, does it feel... I compare it to Golden Sun. I feel like Howling Dark
Okay.
is when I sunk my teeth into the series.
that's huge because
Yeah,
Golden
I
Sun
think
was
it's a big
such a
deal.
jump.
Do you feel like it's similar in that
I
way?
hadn't thought about it in that comparison.
Yeah.
But yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Gut instinct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck you for making me read Golden Sun again. That hurt. But, you know.
But also...
Thank you.
Yeah. I do, to PJ's point, like, to emphasize the point that we're sharing here, like, I do feel like Howling Dark, like, Empire of Silence is an incredible book, but we're like 8 out of 10, like, and it's great. It doesn't nail a conventional arc. There's no conventional story arc here, which is what's kind of incredible about it, is we like it as much as we do, and my motherfucking God, there's no fucking story arc here to be found. Like, the Blade itself, at the very least, so like, we can point and be like, well, Giselle started out as like a shithead, and then there's a duel at the end, and like, that's a story arc, kinda.
Right.
But like, and Darrow, like, he was in the slums, and then he became a guy that came up through the system. But in this book, it's Hadrian was a shithead, and he's still a shithead at the end, but he
I would
understands
say-
it better, you know?
Red Rising has the most of an arc out of the 3
Yeah.
that we're talking about.
I
Entirely.
think so.
This-
The Blade itself, I think, has the least of an arc. I think that this
I
one.
disagree.
The
I think
problem
this has the least of
is
an
that
arc.
it has 7 arcs.
Well, sure, yes, but none of them like yield a conventional story, right? Like,
Yeah.
we can't like point to it. Like, this is a collection of short stories almost that yield us a character. We like the character, and then the character proceeds forward.
Also, as
So-
very much the outsider here,
Yeah.
I would like to just kind of touch on and state the fact that, like, I am very happy comparing this book to The
Oh
Blade
yeah,
itself
I love
and to
that.
Red Rising,
Yeah,
which does speak to its quality. Right?
no,
Like,
I'm not. Yeah,
I don't
think
think
we're
anybody
talking
is.
down about
I think
it.
like
Yeah.
I was mentioning like qualms I have with character decisions, which whenever I'm talking about qualms I have with character decisions, that's not like a denotation of the writing.
PJ's literally
like-
wearing
yeah.
a morning, like the morning
Yeah.
star symbol, but it's also the
So
obsidian symbol hat. He took a shot of a glass that I gave him, which is a Dark Age quote, to begin this off with.
in the
You have
in the
that.
Devil's
Yeah, you've got your signed special edition, like,
yeah, right there. Red
Right.
Rising.
Yeah, and I've got mine
Um,
over my own shoulder.
In
You
in the Devil's Cut that we recorded before this episode, I did talk about the fact that I
For
want to get
patrons?
tattoos for the books that I have read. And I think for Morningstar, I want to get the obsidian emblem with
Mhm.
I am no builder. I just have to figure out how to put those together.
Such a fucking good quote.
I don't even know what it means based on what we're talking about here, dear listener.
Well,
I have no clue
yeah.
the context of that quote.
Dear listener, indeed. Yeah, cool. I want to leave this space for either of the two of you. If there's anything that you want to bring up, PJ, anything that you want to like ask Josh as he might think of it forward in the series, or Josh to PJ.
Real quick, I want to do that question.
Yeah, drink check in. Josh, what do you have?
I have something from Fall Brewing based out of San Diego, California, because that's where I am.
Ooh,
We have a
that
fucking
can
brewery.
is beautiful.
I really love this can, and
Yeah,
it's
it's a
why I
good
was like,
can.
I want to talk about this. It's the Plenty for All Pilsner. It's so light. It's so refreshing. It's, I think, my favorite Pilsner.
That tracks. That makes sense.
That sound good? I'll do it one more time. Here we go.
No, we heard it.
I regret it. But yeah, it tastes really good.
It tastes really good.
No, it's one of those Pilsners that's like highly carbonated.
So good.
And I like it a lot.
Especially when I'm breathing it into my lungs real deep.
No, Fall Brewing is just one of my favorite breweries in my area. I also am very fortunate to live walking distance from two of their tap rooms, one of which is their actual brewery. PJ, what are you drinking?
I'm a drinking.
I'm a drinking.
I'm drinking.
I'm drinking a beer from Portage Brewing Company. I think we
Hell
talked
yeah.
about it in the past, like
For sure.
in the past, about the fact that their brewery burned down.
Oh.
And they
You'd think
were
it
able
would
to,
have
like,
liked
Life
very
cycle of
wet.
our podcast. They burned down and they came back. Yeah.
They burnt down. They were able to rebuild and come back. Coffee Cake. This is their coffee blonde ale.
Ooh. A coffee blonde?
It's so fucking good.
I love a coffee blonde or
Literally
my
a
favorite.
coffee golden stout. Either
Yeah,
way, like,
yeah,
so good.
Yeah, exactly. Similar style
coffee.
to like Banshee Cutter from Insight, which Kross and I used to drink a
I
ton.
don't know
of.
it.
I think this is
so
better than
wants to
Banshee
send me
Cutter.
that.
It's a little bit. It's a little bit more subtle. It's so fucking
Is there what's the legality of sending beer in mail?
Depends
good. It's not, but I'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should we should
I'll do it. He says.
we should send beer for wrap ups. I think. You
I think
know,
we
I think we
should.
should all be trying the same beers.
We
PJ
should
and I
be-
were
we
very
should be
fortunate
sending
one
beers.
time, and I do want to give the man a shout out, and we've been very blessed by a singular guest of whom did way back in 2021, a year into PJ and I doing the show, he sent us matching beers for 13
if you
episodes.
go back and listen to those
13
episodes, you can see who did
Yeah.
it. But I don't think
That's so sick.
I
think
don't want
we
to call it out
should-
because it is. I mean, in some jurisdictions, it's a problem, but also
and he's a little bit more prominent now. Josh, something
Yes.
that we have skated over, barely touched on. I'd like to hear your opinions and thoughts and ideas regarding Velka, The Quiet, and
Uh,
Caliga, as like in general.
I like it. No.
collectively, all of it.
Okay, so
I mean,
I'm
all three together or all three separately?
going to go in order and then I'll do
Okay.
a collective. Valka. Cool enough character, interested. I think that there's like a side of things where Hadrian's view of Valka, I think, might be skewed in some ways. I think Hadrian admits that his view is skewed in some ways. However, once we find out certain things about Valka and her fucking cyberpunk implant that lets her do cool
Yeah, I
camera
guess
shit with
that
mini games,
extends into the Tavrosi in general.
is so sick.
Yeah.
It's so cool. The second I find out she's a goddamn like espionage cyborg,
And she's the source of all the brownouts. And
dude, she is the witch Gilliam called her. She's so cool. I'm such a fan of Valka.
In which positive, yeah.
Yes, I'm a fan of Valka in a way that Hadrian could never be. Hadrian's in love, I'm in awe. But I like Valka a lot. I think she's such a cool character. I think she makes Hadrian legitimately a better person. I think Hadrian might have just gotten on that ship and left if it wasn't for Valka reminding him that he has friends. But moving forward from there, it was Valka, and then it was
The Quiet.
The Quiet. Ooh, The Quiet.
So
I
a
have-
massive question mark.
I think The Quiet and Caliga, if you want, can be.
They're
they
kind
kinda
of
hand in
one
hand.
They're
question,
intertwined.
but for
Yeah.
right now, I will say just on The Quiet. This isn't overly ancient. This is beyond ancient. This is beyond history, civilization, or
Millions of years, I think, is mentioned.
I mean, easily longer than even with the stretch of time between our current reality and the supposed reality of this pre-humanity.
Yeah. Which I think is
and there's an
somewhere in
assumption-
80,000 years or something like that.
An assumption or a specific narrative pressed to the people in the empire and beyond that humans are the first of the stars of the different species. The Quiet, I will say that there is one sci-fi series whose storyline I really like, even if it doesn't necessarily nail it, and I've brought it up multiple times. I think it is Mass Effect, and The Quiet remind me of the Reapers in Mass Effect, who are this super ancient, super advanced alien group that basically farm civilizations for millennia and then come back and reap them.
What's interesting
human-
is neither PJ nor I plays Mass Effect. Mass
I've
Effect.
never
So you were
played Mass
talking
Effect.
basically
I do
to a blank
own it.
crowd.
I did.
I also own it, and I have played
Okay.
Andromeda front to back, but that has
Yeah,
nothing to do
That is
with the
so
story you're
weird.
talking about.
That
No,
is
yeah.
so
I know.
fucking
Done
weird
that
that
either,
the
yeah.
only game you've played is Andromeda.
I loved
That's like
Andromeda.
me being like, hey, yeah, no, I've never played Halo, but I loved OTST. You know, like,
ODST is
or
an
OST,
incredible game.
ODST.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it
But
is.
also- yeah.
It'd be weird if that was the only one you've played.
I understand, and I get that, and I so bad. Like
It's
the
like you
one-
telling me, hey,
think-
I've never read anything from
For-
the first
for-
law, but I loved sharp ends.
for both.
You know,
Yeah, right. For both
like-
PJ and I think this is a unique gamer like space odyssey, like blank space. Like
It is.
No, and
we
that's-
played everything else together one
That's
way or another.
almost good. Let me
Yeah.
have the
Yeah.
the leg up for once.
Mass Effect
But
is
no,
something I don't think
I-
either of us have played.
I do have.
I
a-
highly recommend playing Mass Effect. By the way, It's
I
very
really
good.
need to play it. I think I have it downloaded on my Steam.
I do
Uh,
too.
I need
By
to
the
do
way,
that.
Mass Effect is one of the only video game series where it's a continuous story, and they're not that far apart, and they're all very similar, except that the first game and the next two completely different play styles. Like they changed everything about how the game works.
All right.
But very good games. I like them. But I do think about the Reapers in Mass Effect whenever I think about the Quiet. I don't necessarily think that the Quiet are as sinister and
Sure.
villainous
That's fair.
as the Reapers,
So,
but
so
in the sense that they're
talking
like
about the
planting civilizations throughout history. I
the
don't know.
villainousness of it,
Yeah.
something that's not really focused on, I feel like, but is mentioned, is the heresy of talking about
Yeah.
other cultures. How do you feel about this expedition that is set forward to study this site and
Heretical. Yeah.
these people
I
without,
feel like
without really being heretics, and they've got to skirt a line, and like
the last major section of the book was based on seeing how the Chantry tortures and mutilates people who go against them. And I think that Hadrian just signed all his friends up for a heretic mission. So that kind of goes back to what I was talking about.
Mhm.
But also, I think that there's a lot of mystery with the extrasolarians in this mission that we're going into, where they might not be as bad, like theologically, but they might be worse physically. I don't know. I'm so curious to see what these demon pirate cyborgs do in this story, and I think I'm gonna like them a lot and hate them probably. But I would rather like someone who's like, I will torture you because it makes me feel good, than someone who's like, I'm gonna torture you because it's what God, and by the way, God is Earth, wanted me to do, and Earth is God because it wanted me to explore the stars because we killed her by raping her resources.
But also the Americanii, and we're the Empire, so cheers. We take shots, and then
no Game Boy for you, because you're not a noble.
Game Boy after 4 p.m. Yeah,
no Game Boy after $4,000. So, The Quiet, specifically, jumping back to that, is a mystery that I am the most invested in out of the entirety of the series. And I've like thrown all of these wild ideas at Kross up to this point. But like the general gist of it is I feel like maybe the Quiet are planting civilizations for some reason, or maybe the Quiet were present on Earth pre-humanity, or maybe the Kyoken actually developed in a post-apocalyptic Earth under the surface, with where they found ruins of the Quiet that were the original like birthplace of humanity. I don't know, just like I feel like there's some fucking connective tissue across all of these different species that exist in this. This millennia, right? There's like all of these species popping up in this millennia, but I also feel like my own personal beliefs of alien life in space travel is not that we are the only ones, but it's that it would be weird if there were two at once, because time and space are so vast, and life is so weird that like I feel like it's not that I don't think aliens exist, I just don't think we're gonna run into them. Like,
that's fair.
Not an unreasonable consideration considering the Drake equation. I do want to comment. This is the first time that PJ and I have both been like broadsiding.
I don't want to talk about the Drake equation.
This is the only time that PJ and I have been standing as a wall against like an idea.
Sorry, I'm a Kendrick Lamar guy. I don't want to hear about the Drake equation.
Hang on. Drake equation predates that man by a lot. I fucking hate Drake, but also anyway.
Hell yeah, cool. Same.
I love Drake. I idolize Drake.
Sir Francis Drake did a good job.
You're right. Sir Francis Drake was a great privateer.
Yeah, right.
Really
good
fucked
job
up
considering
the Navy.
He tried,
and then he joined the Navy, and then he did good stuff after that.
Yeah, but if we think about it really hard, no, it's been funny to like do this episode because I can tell naturally when PJ's like had to hold back, and like otherwise one way or another. So I've been very, very like proud in one way of like.
I will say every time I mention my theories of the Quiet, like, everybody gets so quiet.
Well. Because it's fucking interesting, isn't it?
Because I'm wrong and I'm right, and I don't know what I'm wrong about, and I don't know what I'm right about.
I think it's just
never ever come up again. Yeah,
dude, they fucking might not. Crow's gone. Fucking Dimitri Valentino's gone.
Crow is the Quiet.
Is Crow from the Quiet? Oh my god! Actually, we don't know what the Quiet are. Is Saltus one of the fucking Quiet? Can they shapeshift?
Saltus is Crow, and Crow is the Quiet.
What if Gibson, Saltus, and Crow are all one character guiding Hadrian's life, and they're all part of the Quiet?
Of course, and they're the same character.
Hadrian's genomes are weird. Hadrian's genomes are fucking weird. Hold on. Hadrian's genomes are beyond weird, even based on his mom's heritage and his dad's heritage. So what if he was planted by the Quiet, and they've been guiding his life this whole time?
What if, buddy?
Fucking Short King.
Yeah, he's like a 6'2" short king because he's Palestinian. Every time I'm like, yeah, short king, hell yeah. And then he mentions how he's taller than everybody else that's normal. I'm
I don't want to bring this out so closely within this, but there's so many times it's mentioned in The Lesser Devil from Crispin's perspective where he's like, Hadrian was short. Every time I'm like, fuck yeah, he was.
Hell yeah, let's read it.
For Palatine. Yeah, it was so good. So good.
I'm gonna read this at 5'6". but from the perspective of someone who's 6'8", I'm just like, I'm gonna be tall when I read this, I think. So.
Yeah.
I hate how they mix metrics.
Yes. Often.
It's hard
Frequently.
So
to-
much in this story. Like
It almost feels purposeful because they're like mixing galactic like years with planetary years.
but
It's
also
like purposefully
even on
confusing.
in
Nobody knows what size or time or calendars are based on
the
I
use of
do
miles
think this
is
gets
interesting.
better later.
Is weird.
Yeah.
I feel like they use miles, and I think that's something that is probably converted between American and European
I
publications.
assume,
And I don't know for
that-
sure, but I'm curious about that.
I assume that Hadrian is measuring everything in like qualicolumns, but it's been translated,
Correct.
you know, and
Yeah.
the translators are changing. There's multiple translators working on it, so we're getting weird.
There's no mention of kilometers. Ever.
No,
Interesting.
but there are mentions to Josh's
He
point
does
of
say
translators.
kilos as a weight,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Like the beginning
kilos
of
and
each
miles.
book starts
Kilos
with
and miles.
the idea that someone is translating a diary of Hadrian.
So there's there's like an
So,
English specialist
just
doing the
given-
weights, and
yeah.
there's like an American specialist.
I
doing
don't.
the-
Yeah, I'm not trying to dissuade from the argument here, but I do want to just say that like there's a natural
It's also
inclination towards mistranslation.
very fucking wild, even with mistranslation.
It's also
that any of the imperial system would have made it whenever every other country
Correct.
is on metric.
to the point
And
too.
the Imperium
from-
is like
The Americanii sounds American to me, so I think that we just destroy the world as America, which does add up for a current history.
America, fuck yeah,
I
burn the
think that
planet,
we make
scream
AI and then we burn the
eagles, shout.
planet, and then we create a religion.
mm,
Do you guys think America? That doesn't sound like America, right? Creating AI and then destroying the planet and then making
no
a religion
American
out of it.
religions have ever taken over a majority of the population and ever.
No, that doesn't
Sorry,
add up at all.
Have you heard of Mormonism?
Oh, it's like Protestantism, but later.
Hi, yeah. Hello.
and
Which is
again,
My
like
name is Elder
Catholicism, but
Price.
later.
You have
which
a
is like
lovely home.
Judaism, but later.
Yeah. Okay, so with that said, PJ, any other details you want to bring up within the series? Anything else you had for Josh? It could be outside of the series
How-
too, like just covering the fucking podcast. You two are the only two
So,
that have
so
been
this,
fully abused by me.
I am very curious, Josh, about how different it is to read a book in this format.
It's a lot
For you.
fucking different.
It's
It's hard.
so this was me going into like reading, having not read. Like,
yeah, if this is
having
what
not
you
been
think
a
reading
reader.
is, it's
No,
crazy.
I-
Reading
but
isn't a constant war with somebody who hates you, which is what I'm doing.
Okay, let's be clear. I don't hate you. I'm just trying to fight you.
Yeah, you're right. And that's even worse. Someone who loves you but wants to destroy you.
Yeah, right. Precisely.
I already have a dad. You know?
No, you don't. I'm your dad.
I do recognize that it's different.
Yeah,
but
it's very different.
having already having a background in fantasy and science fiction reading,
Yeah.
jumping into this sort of format, was it jarring? Was it hard to get into? Was it relatively easy to jump into because it's not that much reading at one point in time? Like how's it felt?
That's a great question, actually. I wouldn't say it's difficult. I think that waiting to read and like being controlled in that sense is a little difficult.
Mhm.
But and I also want to voice that I have never been a part of a traditional book club either.
Mhm.
Like I've never had to do this like
For the
chapter to
record,
chapter
me
stuff.
neither. I've just led
Neither
this
have
book
I.
club for 6 years or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, so you've done 6 years
Also,
of a book club.
I
You're
feel
like,
like
hey,
book
you've never
clubs
done it.
generally
Okay.
generally book
You
clubs
read a
is
whole
like,
book in a month.
you read a whole book.
and then you talk about it. Yeah.
We're like
Um,
every 2 months we finish a book.
I guess the closest thing I would be at is like Bible study, you know, where we're like working through specific chapters. But like, I didn't want to read that. I want to read this. You know, I never had to like be like, oh, I wish I could keep going in Bible study. No,
Just weren't that invested. Could have done better.
I guess. I don't know. I was really into Song of Psalms because it was the closest thing to porn I had. But
Yikes! But true.
Anyways, I have actually found that since starting this journey, the books that I'm reading that aren't this book, and this book is included in what I'm about to say, but I have specifically been rereading The First Law while I've been doing this because I know I want to read more often than I am allowed per this series. And I was like, originally I was like, I'll just reread it. And I have found that I've done like 2 or 3 rereads of every single section. And I was like, I have to have something else. I can't do a 4th and a 5th reread. I just can't.
Right.
See, I did do that.
So I've been like bouncing back and forth. I'm like, I'll do like a read and then I'll do my main book until it's like a few days out, and then I'll go back for a reread. Yeah. And what I have found is that I'm appreciating this book more than I think I have a lot of books, because I'm reading it sections at a time, reading it 2 or 3 times.
A lot of
like
intentionality.
It's very intentional. I've also found that the books I'm reading outside of this series, I'm not rereading, I'm just going through, I'm approaching them so much more intentionally.
Yeah.
I think it's just like kind of opened me up to like I'm not just looking for the story that's being told or like the hit of the moment of the high, like adrenaline. I'm really diving into how these stories are written outside of these own stories. It's really helped me. Like,
I'm looking for a gotcha for Crossland.
It's you've given me the ability to digest stories in a way that I don't think I was capable of before. And I really appreciate that.
I would totally agree with you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you feel the same way. I'm glad I'm not strange in that.
No, I think that's 100% just like a realistic result of this. Is it just makes you actually approach stories in such a different way, and I really appreciate being here.
To be clear, because I do feel like the gotcha here is like, haha, Kross has tortured these 2 people into doing this over the course of years.
He's ruined us into appreciating words.
I do want to point out that like I go through the exact same thing. Like I have appreciated literature as a part of this like so much deeper, and in particular, like if you want to put out any book that I've like warmed more to in the career of doing the series, book that I've warmed the most to in a second read through, or like this deep read through, is definitely Empire of Silence. I would say, like we talked about earlier, we ranked like 3 of our like shared top 3 series that we talked about over the course of this podcast. Before redoing this with you, Josh, Empire of Silence would have been last by a long shot, like in my estimation. Rereading it now, though, I'm like, fuck, there's such good highlights. It's so well written. There's so many like brilliant elements. Like, man, I might put it below Blade itself. You know, like it's a tough call. But to the point of what you were saying earlier,
the fact that you even consider it with Blade itself is like,
right. That's kind of fucked up.
Crazy.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It almost doesn't deserve it, but
which I agree with.
It earns its spot.
I agree that it should be considered with Blade itself. I'm just surprised it is, you know, like in my own estimation.
But the whole concept of the show, right, to begin with, like rereading and everything else, like it's still like bully you guys to some degree through a thing for other people's appreciation, and obviously I'm the facilitator of that in such a way. But also,
you don't look sad about it at all.
I'm not sad about
You're smirking. You're a little capering devil over here.
Let's be very clear about the amount of work that I fucking do to make sure that this happens on a week-to-week basis.
Yeah, you do a lot. You do very much.
Yeah. Eat that shit pie. But no, to that point, like I definitely understand, and it's like it's a whole thing. It takes a lot to like come to this point, and I love that. I love the feeling. I've loved dragging you both through these, and even like PJ experiencing it from your perspective. The way that we did this series to begin with is when PJ started Empire of Silence, I was like, the backgrounds had just launched in iOS, and I changed our first background to Empire of Silence. I was like, every time you finish a book, you got to change it to whatever book you're reading. And he's been changing it every single fucking time when he beats a new book. And now he's in Ashes of Man. And it's only been since, I don't know, October, right? Like November,
So great. Yeah.
right? So you're in
Something
book
like that.
5 with 2 novellas. Like, fucking crazy, dude. Yeah.
And I am currently. I'll tell you exactly where I am.
Halfway
right now.
through, I think.
I am on chapter 23.
Yeah.
Angels of Death is the name of the chapter.
Yeah.
Of
Oh, well, now I know
Ashes of
the
Man.
angels do death. Thank
yeah.
you.
12
Thanks a
hours and
lot.
10 minutes left in the
Spoilers.
audiobook.
Yeah. Right. PJ managed 2 hours,
That's
43
so
minutes
sick.
today.
Is this
because I
Velka
do.
on the cover?
Yes.
Well, don't tell me
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
It is Volka on the cover of book 5.
Ooh.
Um,
Well, now I'm gonna know what she looks like, and that's gonna make things harder for me.
we had a pretty decent conversation about covers yesterday.
yes. Yeah. I think it's
I wasn't there, but we have talked about
No.
covers,
Right.
and how this one got us going.
fucking Howling Dark cover rules. It was the
The
one that
Howling
got
Dark
me into
cover
the
rules.
series,
So sick.
to be clear.
It's
Uh,
so sick.
And apparently I didn't realize even through until yesterday, I didn't realize the Empire of Silence cover is not the same artist as the rest
Correct.
of the
It's
series.
the only one that
Interesting.
isn't the same artist.
That kind of
so-
makes sense, actually.
Yeah.
It does kind of make sense. It's still the same style though. Like
Yeah.
Right.
I
So I remember looking at the Empire of Silence cover after finishing the book and being like,
I don't understand it.
"What is it?
I don't get it."
That's a High Matter sword.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But that's like a Myrmidon outfit. But that's like a space helmet.
And
None of this is
somebody
like collectively.
someone grabbing the high matter
Reaching
sword.
up on it. You can't grab an atom with blade. Like,
It's very like conceptual of maybe Hadrian reaching out of the darkness to become the space
I
knight he
love
was
that
meant
you're
to be.
so
but
into
like,
that. But also, motherfucker, there's no way to like rationalize that in my mind. It's
yeah,
the most
it doesn't make
irrational
sense
cover.
for the book,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Mhm.
it's
Versus
cool,
everything else, like,
but it has
It
nothing
is-
to do with what's in the
It's
book.
enticing. I love the
Yeah.
cover.
It's
It's such a
enticing, but
good cover.
but it is not accurate to the book we're
I
reading.
don't get it.
Right.
Through reading the whole thing, I never understood the cover.
I think it's Hadrian
Right.
reaching up to become the knight he was meant to be. But
Versus the cover that they just put, which Kieran Yanner, the same artist, just did for this new Anderida Books edition, is a Myrmidon-esque cover from the gladiatorial floor. And I'm going to send it to you guys
That'd be
right
nice.
now.
Okay.
that would be nice.
So,
of which I'm one that gets one because I'm a fuckhead and I bought
Okay.
one of
the,
1,000.
the
I'm an
European
asshole.
covers.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
The
Europe does it
European-
better usually.
The European covers,
Not
no.
always.
No.
not always. No.
I think I disagree with that entirely in this case because it looks like the 1980s Dune.
I like that
version-
more.
Like,
Let me.
but it
I want to
it
see
looks so clunky and not.
Okay.
It
Can you
doesn't.
send
It
it?
doesn't.
Look at the
fit.
one I
It
just
doesn't
sent.
fit. It doesn't fit.
I want to know.
Where did you send it? What did you? Did
Into
you
our
text
group
me?
chat, the three of us.
What group chat? We have so many
Our
group chats.
three
Cross.
group chats, the three of us. Fucking
Text
PJ, Josh,
messages?
Cross.
So
Fucking
I
look at
used
your phone,
to,
BJ.
As someone who grew up reading The Wheel of Time and loves
Yeah.
The Wheel of Time, I used
Okay.
to fucking hate the covers
Oh,
because I was
man.
embarrassed to read them because they were so cheesy.
I fucking love
And I
those
have-
covers. Those covers meant so much to me growing up.
I have come to love them so
Okay.
much. Like
All right.
looking back at them, they're like just that traditional like airbrush poster fucking
Yeah.
Star Wars ass like
fucking no one else
oh my
did it
god,
quite
we're on
as
Conan
well.
the Barbarian.
Fucking
Oh my
Michael
God, and they're
Whelan ass art.
they're
Like
so
Michael
good.
Whelan until
and I just
die.
like didn't appreciate
Yeah.
them when I was in junior high, you know? like
Same.
I could use some clunkier dumber.
Okay. Look at the clunky dumb art that I sent you in the text
I
message.
just looked at it.
That's great.
That's fucking rad. That's
Yeah,
what I'm looking
that's
for.
Same
awesome.
artist that did the rest of the book covers. Fucking Hadrian in the center.
That's so much cooler.
Yeah, right?
Like,
What's the one I'm thinking of?
I'm
Is
assuming
it
it's-
Howling Dark. I think the Howling Dark
by the way,
European cover.
Looking at the one
I
that you
think
just
you're
sent,
right.
which
Yeah.
Crossland, could you re-say what this is?
So for anyone that's hasn't seen this is the Aunt Derrida books special
No, it's not.
edition cover.
Shit.
There are 1,000 of these in total. I am number 621. And it's
Now
very
I have
good. Very
a
nice.
few mild complaints with it, in that Hadrian should have darker hair and be paler of skin based on
I would agree.
description,
He
but
should
that's
also
okay.
have less hair, I would say.
Yes, it should
than he
be
has
completely
even in the
shaved off.
top. cut.
However, who do you think that is behind him? Is that Polino?
No, that's Gen. in my
Gen.
estimation.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's Gen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What's the
Cool.
third book called?
Demon in White. Which, by the way, looking at the spine is crazy.
Okay, bye. Welcome back. Nope, bye again.
Demon in
Okay.
White. What the fuck am I thinking of? What book has?
I feel like this is another situation where PJ has created a reality.
But like it's all white on the spine when you look at the
Oh, that's
edition,
fucking cool, actually.
right? Like it's so good. You have this behind you, Josh. If you pull off the fucking cover,
Really?
yeah, it's in the Demon in White hardcover. It should be this way.
I just noticed Howling Dark is blue. That's fucking crazy.
Ain't it? Ain't it though?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's wild.
They fucking every book is a different color, but Demon in White is fucking white, which is crazy.
I have to say, all of the books, you shipped me these books. You did,
I did.
this.
Yes.
And I appreciate it very much. My Howling Dark was fucking ravaged. It is so dented.
So
and
they were
broken.
brand new. My Empire of Silence and Howling Dark are both ravaged in the same way. For the
Yeah.
record,
It's okay. Like
because
it doesn't. It's just the.
it's
just
just the
the
second
binding.
editions that they had printed were just like kind of rushed and like sent out in such a hurried fashion. Your Demon in White should be slightly better, I imagine.
My demon in white is perfect.
Practically
There's
perfect because
no-
that's a first edition Demon in White versus
there's
the other
nothing.
two.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ooh, look
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the Lesser Devil.
Oh, the Lesser Devil
Ah.
does have a very different cover. That was done by John Bailey.
The
Barry
Lesser
Ballarand.
Devil cover I don't like.
I love my Lesser. No, the original Lesser Devil cover and the adjusted are all questionable. But
It's this one.
Okay, yeah, that's questionable.
yeah, no, that's
pretty
the OG. That was the homemade
It's not
cover.
great.
My Lesser Devil.
See, that's the one I have seen. I like that more. I still don't think it's like on par with the art that we're
There are
seeing in
only
other things.
1,500, I think, of these in total.
But I do like that a lot more.
It's
I don't
so
think
good.
that's on par with this.
No, it's same guy
Artistically.
though. Same guy though.
Yeah, he's doing
Artist,
he's
yeah.
doing good art. I just
right.
you know, it's I'll never be a fan of floating heads personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The short story is always
I
featured
have a
floating
personal
heads,
belief, and I know I just talked about the
but Christ. Yeah,
the
we
Wheel
talked
of
about
Time.
Christ before. Yeah.
Yeah, Christ
What?
and the Wheel
yeah,
of Time.
Right, that too. Yep.
I know that with the Wheel of Time, you have a lot of characters on there. I personally, my belief
He's got a
is,
little
like,
bit of a fucking face. I don't know.
I don't like book covers that have people on them.
Really? Just
I
outright.
just outright. I wish you didn't have a person on it. It's why I really don't like the first 3 covers from First Law, but I love the Age of Madness covers.
Wait, the first 3 covers from First Law don't have
think they're
people
bad.
on them.
They all have a person on them.
No.
Mm-hmm.
What First Law covers are you talking about? Josh. Oh, okay, sure. The American.
Who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that?
Actually, hang on. I love those covers. I'm a
I hate
full
'em.
stand.
I hate
I'm a
those
full
covers,
stand on those
actually.
covers.
I really dislike the covers of the
Ooh,
first
I
trilogy.
love the
of First
paperback.
Law.
I love
and
the
I really
paperback
dislike
covers.
the covers of the standalones. I only like the Age of Madness covers, and I barely like those. I have a weird feeling about.
I think
Like,
I
I wanna
totally
use
agree
the
with
first
you
TJ.
on those.
Time frame.
Yeah,
I
think they misrepresent the story. They
fucking
misrepresent
love
the
those
tone.
covers. Yeah.
They misrepresent the story. They misrepresent the tone, and
Really? You
they
think so?
are boring covers. Yeah.
Man, for the OG trilogy, I agree with you. I think on the mid
I
trilogy,
looked at
middle
this-
trilogy.
And I had no clue what these books were, I would assume this was like a quippy fucking Russo brothers ass. Like, I don't know.
I want you to take a moment and internalize.
It's not quippy or Russo brothers ass.
Oh, buddy. I need for us to all take a moment and internalize the way that the first law is actually written. It's brilliant, but also it is quippy. It's intelligent.
I would say it's humorous.
It's Coen brothers ass.
Coen brothers ass, maybe.
Yeah. But like the difference between Coen and Russo brothers is layer CGI.
The difference between Coen and Russo brothers is Netflix. But,
sometimes. Not
yeah, no.
I'm mostly shitposting, but I'm saying this to the point of like, I get what you're coming from. I feel like I need to level set a little bit where like I can't be totally disingenuous from where like even Joe writes himself. Like
what bugs me about this is that it's boring. It's not that it's
okay, but the spine is interesting. The spine is interesting.
Ish. I don't know.
That is a crazy spine.
Look, if you want to go
colors, that's a crazy
if you want to
spine.
Embrace wild, quirky,
yeah.
Go for it. If you want to embrace dark fantasy, go for it. To me, that feels corporate. That's what bugs me about it.
Really? PJ, do you feel the same? Do you feel like that's corporate?
I don't feel like
it's
the
face.
I don't know if I'd go so far to
interesting.
say corporate, but I don't think I'd say it's.
It doesn't represent the story to me, but that's just
yeah. I think I agree with that. Estimation.
I will say I still think we could get a lot better, and it's not perfect. This represents the first law more to me.
I totally agree. Like the European covers of the first trilogy.
Yeah, I actually okay. I don't think the
fit a lot
European
better.
covers, for the record, on my shelf behind me, I have the European covers of the first law trilogy right there in frame.
You want to know what I think represents Joe Abercrombie's writing the best? It's this. Now, whether you like this book as much or not as the first law, this is the type of fucking art to me that represents Joe Abercrombie.
Totally
and
agree.
I am holding up the Devils for listeners.
Yeah.
The Devils artwork represents the feeling of Joe Abercrombie's work. It's dark, but it's whimsical.
I'd agree. Also, I don't want to discount that. That's also kind of why I like the paperback work on the first Law trilogy. I think that it feels very like Tarantino-esque, where it's like a gradual, like escalating line.
Here's the problem: is that it's going for Tarantino, but it's coming across as Rodriguez.
But I'm also down with Rodriguez.
I think we've actually had this conversation where I fucking hate Rodriguez.
Rodriguez can be incredible and is often shit, but like wherein
like
Tarantino
he went for Sin City when he should have gone
and can be shit, you know. Like
exactly. Well, Tarantino is definitely a terrible person, but like he's a great director.
As a director. Meanwhile, Rodriguez, an incredible person.
As far as I know, a great
director.
person from everything I can see, but not that good at movies.
Yeah.
Well,
but John Landau shows him right.
Here's the thing. I think that if you took Robert Rodriguez and you paired him up with somebody who knew what they were doing, it would turn out great.
That said, if we had to choose a director for Empire of Silence, either as a miniseries, movie, TV series, you can choose. Nia DaCosta? Really?
Yeah.
I don't think that's right, but that's cool.
That's fair. I think that The Eternals was...
She didn't direct The Eternals.
Did she not? Who am I thinking of? Who directed The Eternals? Chloe Zhao should do this because I think that The Eternals was a miss from a studio meddling standpoint, but actually kind of captures a lot of some of the sci-fi imagery and also a lot of the,
to your point,
character building imagery in a very kind of non-traditional storytelling kind of a way.
And it was incredible, and I do love it for that reason.
I think if you approached this book like that, it would be a better movie than The Eternals and a better adaptation than whatever J.J. Abrams would give us. He's probably going to get it, you know, so.
Yike. Right, though, unfortunately.
I don't think it'd be a very good movie. but I think Wes Anderson could do a good job with it.
No, I would watch the shit out of that.
Oh my
Hold
god,
on.
a Wes Anderson Empire of Silence would be fucking nuts. I would.
It would
I would
definitely
lose
cut
my
back to
goddamn
him
mind.
writing it.
Yeah, twice.
I
Holy
can
shit.
just picture like him standing there, like next to Crispin, and Crispin's like, "Are you gonna leave? I'm gonna leave. You shouldn't leave. I'm gonna hit you. Don't hit me." And then he hits him. You know?
I kind of want David Fincher to do it all in one
Fincher
movie. Make
Fincher,
Fincher
yeah.
do the whole story in one movie, 2 hours. Do the
Incredible.
whole 7-book series, one movie. He could do
Crossland,
it. There's no one else that I would
You
trust.
are a fan of the Dark Tower.
Yeah,
What
right.
are you bringing into this universe?
Correct. The Dark Tower movie, for anyone who doesn't know, and you shouldn't watch it, and I highly recommend that you
Matthew
don't.
McConaughey is playing Hadrian. For sure.
To be clear,
It
Matthew
would be as
McConaughey
accurate from
was
my
an
understanding.
incredible Man in Black, but also it's very tough for you to go, okay, I'm gonna do book 1, I'm gonna do book 3, and I'm gonna do book 5 all at once. We're gonna skip
All in
2
one
and
movie.
4, and that's gonna be good, right? And everyone went, no, it's not gonna be good. Also, we're gonna do it in an hour and a half, and everyone went, no, that's a fucking bad idea.
That's a bad
And then they went,
idea.
we're gonna do it, and Idris Elba is gonna be our racial side cast, and we're gonna cause a problem with racist fans, and then it became a whole issue. That said, that was not the
Oh,
reason
man.
that the movie failed. The reason the movie failed is because they tried to do 5 books in one.
That's
said,
a wild choice.
I'm advocating for David Fincher to do it because,
Okay,
buddy, David Fincher could do it.
fair enough.
I believe in David Fincher. He could pull it off.
The
We're
more I
actually-
think
I
about
did
it, the
just
more I
look
actually
up.
want to do. I do want to see
I was definitely.
a Wes Anderson Empire of Silence.
I
think we
want to
should.
see it too. Actually,
I think he could do it.
By the
Now,
way, Dark
if,
Tower in the movie was not bad. It was just bad comparatively.
I
Now-
haven't seen it.
I
So-
did see
Correct.
it, and I forgot about most of it, and I didn't like
It's
it. so
better
I don't
that
know.
you don't remember it because eventually we're going to talk about it. But
I remember as much about the Dark Tower movie as I do about the Aragon movie, and that should tell you how good that movie is.
yikes, I remember way more about the Aragon movie, but I
It's
understand,
bad, I'll
especially
tell you
considering
that
Dark
much.
Tower is my favorite book series of all time. So
Yeah.
yikes.
But a Wes Anderson version of this story is like fitting for some reason in my mind.
Is there anyone that we could cast as Hadrian? Can you
feels
think of
Royal
Hadrian?
Tenenbaums adjacent?
Could we
Cast Hadrian.
oh,
You can cast someone
Hadrian.
old as someone young, you know. I think I want Ethan Hawke
Oh, interesting.
as Hadrian.
Now I was trying to go younger.
Sure. Makes sense.
You know, what about Hudson Williams? I don't know if anybody's kept up with Heated Rivalry recently, but
Very
he's my
new,
top
very,
fan cast
very guy.
from
Yeah.
there to be Nightwing, and I feel like Nightwing
do it.
visually kind of fits Hadrian. So
Yeah, sure. Early Hadrian for sure.
he's someone who looks hot, dumb, a little shorter than you'd expect from Hollywood, and
My thing is, and I know
yeah.
that you're not exposed to this yet, but he's got to be good for 1,500 years. You know what I mean? Like he's got.
I think
he's got a
Hudson
long,
Williams is going to be good for 15.
He's got long legs on him.
I'm pretty
Hey.
sure Tom Cruise has signed some sort of pact where he'll
Oh, you're
be
right.
alive for
Tom
that long.
Cruise. We'll just do Tom Cruise. We'll just do that.
Well, at that point, then Paul Rudd.
PJ,
Paul Rudd
did you have someone?
as Hadrian in
I
Wes
don't, because
Anderson's
I don't.
Sun Eater.
No visual for you for PJ.
Only
You
if
know
it's
me.
only if it's Wes Anderson Sun Eater can Paul Rudd do. it.
Yeah, fair. That'd be fun.
I
For
am
sure,
so
just
far
as a
removed from knowing actor names in general.
as a bit part, if we're doing the Wes Anderson one, then I do think that oh my god, oh no, Willem Dafoe has to play Saltus just in the one scene.
I mean, fuck yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Willem Dafoe as
Anyone ever?
the
Yeah.
God,
Bit part.
why are all of the
Oh my god! Actually, no. Wait, hold on.
Palatine names so close to Marlowe?
What about Finn Wolfhard as Hadrian and Willem Dafoe with dyed black hair as Alistair? They kind of look
okay,
alike in,
okay.
in certain weird
Yeah.
nose ways.
Weird nose ways.
I could see that.
I could see it.
Willem Dafoe as the
And then
husband
Crispin-
of the Lord of Amesh.
Ooh.
Oh. Okay, so I
Luthor.
definitely.
Yeah, Luthor. Yeah.
What's the name of the actual Lord though?
Mataro, Balian. Mataro.
Balian.
Yeah.
Who has a deep enough basso profundo voice?
I imagined Idris Elba, frankly, for like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Idris Elba's an immediate one.
For Balian.
However, oh God, what's his name? I'm looking
I
it up.
said basso. I mean basso.
Okay,
but
so this is
you
a
know.
weird pull. This is a deep pull. For Balian, I was picturing Nonzo and Nosy, and no, I wouldn't know that name
yeah.
from a
No, totally.
get-go. But yeah,
Right.
Zaro Daxos from Game
Yeah.
of Thrones.
Right.
Okay.
I think is just like kind of a perfect Balian Mataro.
Yeah.
I could
Totally
get behind
do
that.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Married to Willem Dafoe.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. No, married to me. I'm putting myself in
That
this
said, do we have an
now I'm a
Ananias?
star. I'm gonna make some money.
Do we have an Ananias in the crowd, in the audience?
Nice.
Yeah.
Ananias is like 13 years old.
No,
16.
kind of. The whole like Palatine age equation is
Palatine
like
gets
a whole
weird. They're
different
like
kind of
they're
like-
no,
fully
it's
adults
not.
by
But she's
Physically-
still like 13.
yeah. But I think she is 16.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I
So-
abstain from answering this question.
Sure. Sure.
Okay. And Ananias, taking into consideration the Palatine genome thing. Oh, actually, what was sorry, 1 second. I gotta look up names. I'm so bad at this.
I also I mostly just don't know how to answer this question because I don't know
That
any names.
PJ's abstaining by virtue. Like he's like, I will not stand on this quote 12-year-old quote.
Yeah.
We just started listening to Game of Thrones.
Yeah. No, I'm
In
very
audiobook
aware.
form.
Yeah.
And Daenerys is like 12 years old.
Correct.
It's like, oh no.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I know that because my place moved in my fucking audio.
All right, let's go with
totally fine.
Aaron
Okay.
Kellyman.
Aaron Kellyman.
Aaron Kellyman.
Who is
or
that?
Anais.
Hang on.
She was in Falcon and the Winter Soldier as like the
Oh.
terrorist girl.
Yeah, she could do it. I love that.
Yeah.
That totally fits.
She's very attractive, but she looks very young also in like an ageless
Totally
sort of way.
fits.
She is
Yeah.
mixed race, which I think fits for her
That's the
Palatine
intent.
genome. I don't know. Works for me.
Cool. Yeah, love that.
Yeah.
I was
think that she
curious about
looks
this.
very
Speaking
she specifically
oh.
has a look that feels like I don't know, like
Almost out of
this will
time.
sound mean, but it is a compliment. It looks like lab made. Like she doesn't
Sure,
seem
yeah.
like a person that could naturally exist. She's very, very like modelly stunning in a way that I think that would work for
Totally.
Anais.
PJ?
Where you're like, hey, did someone make you in a lab? How did that happen? But
Speaking of the way that palatines are made, and the mating
Breeding,
process
Bjorn.
happens,
Yeah.
the breeding happens outside of the
mating
bedroom.
in the sense of contract signed, yes.
Does it still have to be male and female?
No.
No.
I think we're given the specific correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we're given the specific implication that Balian and his husband are both the biological parents of
Correct.
those
Okay.
children, right? Like
So
Yeah.
that's what I couldn't remember. Was if it
Yeah.
was
I think it's just like we'll take some of
Because-
your genetics, we'll spin them up in a tube, we'll build a little baby in a bottle, and then here he is. That's your
Baby in a
heir.
bottle, baby.
Yeah. Hadrian remarks on how much affection there is between the two of them and how that's different from his parentage. I didn't know if that was indicative of the fact that like this is a marriage
It's
out of love
both.
with like his with Bailey and Mataro's
Well, I think
children
there's-
not being
I think it's meant to be both to that
I
point.
think there's also an
Yeah.
implication, to me at least, where Balian and what is Balian's husband's name? I keep forgetting it.
Luther.
Luthar?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I think that Balian and Luthar are either together out of love, or there's like some level of this relationship may have been still politically advantageous, but chose it because this was somebody that Balian did have a connection with. And I think that it's where some of Balian's desire to increase the genome against the will even of somebody. I think that Balian made a decision in his youth 200 years ago and doesn't regret it, but definitely sees the benefit now of furthering his line in a way that he didn't in his youth. And so he's looking at his daughter and he's looking at Hadrian in a way where like, yeah, I would have wanted freedom back then too, and I chose it. And now my family has bad genes. So at least that's how I kind of read it.
At the same time, I feel like I remember, and maybe this is just misremembering, and maybe it's me reading too far into it, but I'm
reading
feel like,
way too far into it for sure.
Oh,
so
for
go
sure.
for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I feel like Balian refers to his children as his children instead of our children. In the
Yes.
presence of Luthar
Yes.
regularly.
And then corrects himself in a weird way. But I feel like that has more to do with like an ownership dynamic
Okay.
than it does to do with
It's got more
genealogy.
to Josh's point about like the Palatinian like nature of things, where it's like he is the blood for the family. He's the leading blood. He's the leading age. You know,
Mhm.
so he's equating it to like they're my kids, more about like it being like he's got the responsible blood. He's the leading genome there. So
Okay. Sounds good.
But
in
yeah,
my estimation, as I think about it,
I think that Willem Dafoe should play Saltus.
that's
I
it.
also think that Willem Dafoe should play Luthar.
I think it
do
should be
that
all Willem Dafoe.
We got
and if it's
one
not
more.
Willem Dafoe,
We got
Everybody
one more
should
fucking
be
question.
Muppets.
We're living and dying on right now.
Yeah,
It's
Willem
about
Dafoe and
Volca.
Muppets. Let's go. Kermit is Hadrian. No, actually,
this-
Walter is Hadrian.
this
for anybody
is-
who's watched
No,
the later
Volca
Muppets
should
movies.
be the only human. in the
Norbit
show.
plus Muppets.
Oh my god. Wait, but what if the only human is Hadrian and Volca's Miss Piggy?
Yikes! Not
Oh,
good. Not
Hadrian,
good.
no!
Okay, final bit though. Volca. How do we feel about Volca going forward? Is there romantic interest? Is there anything else?
Negative
think?
isn't a romantic interest, positive as the new lead of the story.
Okay.
I'd agree.
Nods. From 5 books in.
I think she's super cool.
Yeah.
Me,
I do
Josh.
think she's super cool.
I don't think her and Hadrian have a future.
Wow. Tight, rough situation to be in for Volca and them. But from there, PJ, anything else you want to add on to the end of this fucking podcast? Anything else you got?
I
Disagree.
New
I
Yorker
just
came
I
out.
feel so excited to be tangentially connected to this show.
Well,
Well,
you're a
yeah,
founder.
you birthed
so,
this show out
like,
of your
how
own
fucking dare
penis,
you?
I think.
But also,
so,
I did do that.
Oh
But
no, and then he froze.
No.
Okay.
fully out of his dick. Yeah,
yeah. No,
and
I-
balls.
I feel very happy to have a commiserator in you, Josh.
I feel insane for being here. And I'm so happy to do it. And I, again, just feel like this is PJ's seat. And I'm so happy to be in it. I named
It's your
myself
seat.
new PJ, like we
It's
talked about.
It's absolutely
but,
your seat.
I miss you and I love you. and I
Love
want
you
to
too, man,
talk
too.
about all these books as often as you are able to. And I understand your life is cool and stuff, and you don't have a bunch of time, but like, man, I'm so happy you two built this, and I just get to jump in. So
You're building it too.
I
It's
I
still
feel
being
like
built.
I feel like I moved into a house that somebody else fixed up. And now, like, I'm putting my own art up for sure. But like,
Don't
The spirit of the people that came
don't
before is still in the
unplug
walls.
outlet
you know?
on the on the left side. Like it's,
Yeah, left side, bad wall, bad
will
wall.
do.
I'm going to warn you about the stairs. You know,
Yeah,
like,
I already
feeling
found
half
out there
sick.
is no hood fan over the
Yeah.
stove, and so we have to open all the
oh
doors.
yeah,
when we
that
cook.
that vents.
So okay,
that
so if
vents to
you
the
try to have
bathroom.
sex in the upper left-hand room, not good. It's going to creak the whole house.
That's all we do it
Everyone's gonna
in.
hear.
We
Right.
love the creak.
Yeah,
It
we
gives
like
us
the
a-
creak.
the
creaking.
right room. You could
Yeah.
like
Josh
get away
and I
with
like
it.
creaking.
Me and PJ exclusively have sex in the upper left room.
In the creaky rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anytime you hear that, you know PJ's in town. You know, so.
Good call. All right. So, very appreciative, of course, of PJ for you coming onto the show. Very happy to have you. You're always obviously welcome to come back and comment any week that you'd like. If there's anything you'd like to talk about specifically, I'm imagining chapter 43 of the next book is pretty enticing, and maybe you want to come back for that midpoint of that book because
Well, what happens in chapter
motherfucker,
43?
who doesn't want to talk about brethren? Anyway,
Brethren.
what?
So
What?
what?
No, don't worry, Josh. Don't worry, Josh.
Yeah.
Madness. But we'd be very excited to have you back whenever you'd like, obviously. That said, thank you for coming back. We have a number of things going on next week. Next week, we're going to be talking about The Lesser Devil, and we have a guest showing up there. Our consistent novella guest for the rest of the series is none other than Aaron Ayres of Hallerpod fame.
Hell
She's going to be coming on
yeah.
for each of the
Hallerpod.
novella episodes. Very excited to have her as a part of the show. As kind of like a, kind of quasi
We
permanent
love
guest.
Aaron.
Yeah, she's great. She's great.
I'm just really, really fucking excited as we wrap up.
Yeah.
I'm so
Talk about
excited to do
Crispin,
that.
right?
I'm ready to talk about Crispin. I'm
Yeah.
really, really fucking excited to jump into Howling Dark.
PJ, just to give no rating on the book at all, how'd you feel about The Lesser Devil? Just like top end. Give it a quick.
Unexpected 8.5.
Cool.
Damn.
That sounds about right. I feel like that's about right. Yeah. Sick ass book. Sick ass novella. Could have been better. Could have been worse. Very good.
But after the novella, I get to read what happens to Hadrian.
Yeah. Yeah. More of
Okay.
that. More of that in Howling Dark. You can read it at the same fucking time.
Cool.
So
Anyways.
next week, we are going to be reading The Lesser Devil in its entirety. We'll be discussing it all at once. More like this in sort of a summary fashion than we typically do for the chapter by chapter. It'll be more like just kind of a conversation about the whole story. It'll be very fun. And then from there, we will move into the first couple of chapters of The Howling Dark. And we'll tell you more about that next week when you listen to that episode. Other than
Hell
that,
yeah.
you can follow us on any social medias they might find us on. We are available, of course, on
I'm not there.
patreon.com/words and whiskey. PJ is on the Discord, so how dare you say that you're not there? You're there.
Discord's
Also,
not
You're
social
fucking
media.
logged into the fucking Instagram still, so like,
I get notifications and I accidentally click the button and I
yeah,
don't
but like,
try
also,
to.
you are as red as
Just
I am at
post
this
stuff.
point. There's no secrets. You're fine.
Just
You're
go
good.
post stuff.
Yeah, just post some shit.
You actively converse with people on there.
Yeah, I do because they're
And
fans.
so
They're
I don't want to
friends.
fuck with that.
Cool.
No, go do it.
No, go do it. Have fun. Be like dash PJ. That'd be cool.
Okay.
But yeah, feel free. That said, we're gonna get Josh in one of those too. I'm just trying to sequester the.
I'll
The
get the.
sort of, like,
you're gonna
spoilery-
regret adding me
spoilery
more
thoughts.
than adding BJ. You know.
No. PJ's been on for 4 years, and I've not regretted a single
I think
moment
I
because
made
he's
it
posted
Exactly.
2 photos the whole time. That said, thank you guys so much for following us on all the various social medias. We appreciate that endlessly. Again, patreon.com/words and whiskey. Beyond that, you should leave us a review on your podcaster of choice. If you don't, PJ, do you have a threat for people? Do you have a
I have one.
I'll hit you like Crossland hits me on
Yeah.
like on in-person episodes. I'll do physical violence to you in the same way that Crossland does physical violence to me in a very real way during.
I've seen it. It's really uncomfortable.
Josh, do you have a secondary threat to back that up?
If you don't follow, like, and subscribe, then you're going to become part of the Red Company, and you're just going to experience darkness. The green eyes watched from the darkness like statues in fog. I felt them like fishhooks in me, dragging me upward. I felt wrong, cold. That's the first couple of sentences of Howling Dark, which we're going to get to in a second.
Yes.
Oh, that's the first time I've read those.
Very
that's wild.
soon,
That's a wild start. That's a wild fucking start to that book.
And with that, dear listener, there
Why has he got
are
fishhooks in him?
endings. And this is one. Thank you so much for listening to the show.
Can I read the book now?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, cool.